Hey babies, how are y'all? I'm nervous, but you know what? It'll be good to see my friend Chaz. He'll be here in a minute. I came in early just to say hey to everybody and to talk to you for a minute. So please share this out. Um, Let us know. Hey, your mom, how are you, darling? Welcome in. If y'all hear barking, my dog wants off the bed, but he's a little puppy and I know he'll chew on everything, so we might hear him bark throughout the day. Hey, Panda Lou, how are you, darling? Nikki K, how are you? How is everybody? How is everybody? Yes, I gotta. Chaz will be here. I've already spoken to him. I gotta send him an invite. Hey, Kristen. We said 6:30. It's like 3 minutes before then. So we're just gonna wait and see. And in a minute gonna send him an invite and bring him on. And oh, thank you. You I know you're amazing. I'm amazing. We're all amazing. um but yeah, I didn't do any weird makeup tonight, just kept it natural. I had to get a little help on it because for a long time there was weeks of weird makeup. Hey, Jamie, how are you, darling? Thank you, Jamie. You're gorgeous too, darling. Um, oh, thank you, your mom. You're a baddie too. I bet you are. We're all baddies. That's what it is. Let me see if I can send Chaz an invite. Invite. Confirm. Got him going. Um, ah, you was ready, wasn't you?
You know it, honey.
You was ready. I mean, I literally just said that, and it was a boop. There you are.
Yeah.
Hey, Mama Wanda. Um, Let me see who. Hey, Melissa. Kristen. Pops. Kristen Do said hey to you, darling.
Hey, honey.
And, but yes, we just here. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me explain before y'all get upset. You might not see his face because of the fact that he's been working in the garden. We already talked about this and everything, but you do hear his voice, and that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Well, I
So,
might show my face at some point. It's I'm not as hideous as I thought I would be today, but
no,
you're looking
you
beautiful.
you could never be hideous. Trust that. Uh,
Oh, thank you.
could never. And I also
Hi,
want to say,
Wanda.
I also want to say, Pops, you are in a safe space here, and that's the truth. We will protect you to the end of time. My
Oh,
girls are here, and we're not going to let anybody say anything stupid.
well,
You
thank
got me?
you.
Thank you, Kristen, for reposting. Hey, Dixie. Oh, look how cute you look. You look so cute. Look at you, Pops.
Uh, I'm so
But yeah,
tired.
my girls are here. They're working. They know what to do. You
Great,
don't have to worry about anything. Don't worry about a damn thing. You safe.
Dixie.
You safe.
Oh, thank you.
Hey,
Yeah,
Jimmy.
we could talk about anything you want.
Well, I don't know. I didn't even like literally like write any
But we had
questions
such a
or.
good conversation last night that maybe we could pick up where we left off
Well,
on that.
yes, yes.
Like,
I do want to address the issue of one thing,
yes,
and I'm not going to talk bad about anybody, but I'm going to say one damn thing.
yes.
This man is not transphobic. And whoever started that damn rumor, you ought to be ashamed of your damn self. I'm sorry. I had to. I'm sorry, Pops. I
Thank you.
said I wasn't
No,
going to get
I,
into it, but I
I
just.
appreciate it. And I think it goes without saying. I mean, like I have a very large LGBTQIA following, and
Hmm.
that's because I believe in equality for everybody. And I feel
Hmm.
that's important for people to know about me.
Right.
And that with this political situation that we're in this country right now, we need every voice we can to speak up for equality for everybody. And
Everybody.
so, and that's
Everybody.
what I do. I
And it's
don't,
not like it's just not equality for LGBTQ plus. It's equality for women rights. It's equality for Black Lives Matter. It's equality for everybody. It's just not one thing.
exactly.
When the word equality covers everyone.
Yes, and so
Everyone.
does the rainbow community.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
that includes our allies and
Everyone.
every single one of us who
Exactly.
were a part of the
Everyone.
movement for all these decades, and the
Mm.
up and coming youth who are out there fighting for their own equality today. Yeah.
Also, if y'all will, please share this out, tap those hearts, all of that good stuff. You know, we don't ask for anything. Just share the live and just sit with us and join us and talk. Thank you, darling. Thank you, Lane. Just sit with us and talk and just have a good time. Me and Pops last night, we was on some interesting stuff that happened to us, you know, back in the day. And I didn't realize just how similar our situations were, being completely at the ends of each of America. Like, you were up north, I was down south, and different, like, it was a different time zone, but the same experiences.
Yeah.
If you hear my dog, ignore him.
That's
He likes to chew on phone cords, and the only reason I can keep him off of it is to put him on the bed where he'll shut up. But he's gonna bark. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
hey, hello, mama. But y'all share this out. Keep sharing and keep sharing and keep tapping those. And don't forget to show your love for all of us. We're here and everything. So what do you want to talk about, Pops?
Well, like we could talk about our LGBT history and the things that we do have in common. You know, I mean, back in the day, you know, we as people in under that umbrella, we stood together, we fought together, we marched together, and we lost many people to HIV/AIDS, and we had to suffer through that loss, which was horrible. And I think that's one of, you know, what we have so much in common is that we use a lot of old school terms, like with you, you know, you call me Pop, you know,
look, I'll explain
your
that
mom.
later. I'll explain that later. Oh, well, why I call him Pop?
Girl, hello.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Who cares?
Right, yeah, I'm not watching that. I purposely was like,
it's going to be something out of his turd ass. That's all I know.
Right, I'm like, let's do this at 6:30 when he's on, because
it's not going to be important, I guarantee it.
Right, anybody who has to watch him can certainly skip watching me, because I'm definitely not going to watch him. I'll get all the clips later. Yeah, we'll get all the clips of him lying through his dentures later. Aloha, I love you. When you were young, were you ever on the streets like I was? Was there ever a period of time when you found yourself, because of family, inacceptance?
I was kicked out of my Pentecostal household too, but luckily I had friends that took me in, because I had a full-time job. But what I was making wasn't enough to cover for my own apartment. So I had friends that took me in until I could get on my feet. We were all, but I know so many that had to. He is mad.
He's going off today.
He is mad. And I will say, me and Pops, we remember when it was just LGBT. It had no Q++. It was just LGBT. That's how far back that I remember. Because when I came out at like 18, that's what it was.
Yeah, I came out 1984, and at the height of the AIDS crisis, in the beginning, when there was definitely no hope for anybody who got that diagnosis. And it was older people who took me in. I was alone in Chicago. I had left my wife in Kentucky, my ex-wife, ran off to Chicago. And I met an older man, and he showed me the ropes. He showed me a lot more than that. But and I was only 16, so it took me years to figure out how wrong it was on so many levels. But at the same time, he probably saved my life, because he taught me how to avoid catching HIV, and how important safety was. It was so thank you.
But no, like me, when I was kicked out of my parents' house, I literally got into a world of, and it's very common for trans people, especially trans women, to get into the world of night women.
Yeah.
Or ladies of the night. And that's because we couldn't find decent jobs.
Right.
We would get
for a 16-year-old gay boy on the street.
It was
hustling or nothing.
Yeah, it was either sell it or starve.
Yes,
You
and
had
I
those?
stayed on the corner with a lot of trans girls,
Yep.
and they taught me some things too about like how to keep a razor between your teeth.
Yep.
Like there was a few who knew that trick because
Yeah,
they
they
had to be
taught
able
me
to
how to
protect
keep a.
themselves.
They taught me how to keep a pew pew.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Right, you gotta,
yeah,
you always had to be able to protect
yeah.
yourself. You
Hold
know,
on.
being living
Let
on the
me
streets
throw
is
this dog out my room. Hold on.
okay. No problem. I did that to my own dog. Hey, Dorothy Young, how are you?
There he is, troublemaker.
Oh my God, how cute! Oh, he makes a
Troublemaker.
lot of noise for somebody so small.
I know, right?
Yeah, I got my dogs and downstairs. I'm not dealing with them right now. I never bring my pets in, but I love how your pets are included in everything you do. Like,
Everything I
yeah,
do,
because
everything.
they are your babies, truly.
Yeah, Heather.
Yeah.
His name is Peanut, and Heather's met him, so she said Peanut. Yeah, his
Oh,
name is Peanut.
he's so cute. What kind of dog is Peanut?
He is a Chihuahua Poodle mix.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That is
he's
very unusual.
he is. I don't know if you remember me telling you about we had to put my Oreo down,
No,
and
I'm so sorry.
this was like couple of years ago. He's the grandson of Oreo,
Oh,
and she was a Chickapoo, which is a Chihuahua and Poodle mix also.
okay.
Hey, Jordan. I love when people have my name. I'm sorry. I have to.
I'm surprised sometimes I get a Chaz or two in my life when
Yeah.
I'm on here
You'll
too.
be like, what? Yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, I remember like having to do things at rest areas,
Mhm.
having to do things when you rode with friends down to New Orleans,
Mhm.
and you only rode down there and chipped in on gas at the end of the night to come back.
Right.
You know what I'm
I did
saying?
that with a lot of dancing gigs too, because I was a
Yeah.
stripper. That's the other
Yep.
thing. When you're young, back in our day, the choices were escorting, stripping, and of course corn, and I've
I
told the
don't know what
stories.
corn is, but
I've done all those. I've done all of those
I don't know what
choreography.
corn is, but you can tell me after the show because we have like
Cornography. It's cornography.
we're in two different locations, so we have two different slangs. You know,
Yeah.
with me,
Well, we have to say
I,
that word on TikTok. You can't
okay.
use the P.
Oh, I never mind. I'll shut up. I know
No,
what you're
you're
saying.
fine. Yeah. You just
But
can't use
yeah,
the P.
yeah, I see what you're saying. Adult video. See, yeah, I got you. Thank you, Emerald. I appreciate you, darling. But
Yes,
yes,
in both cities.
I caught on to it. It took me a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get it, y'all. Okay, I'm a little slow sometimes. I'm tired today, but it took me a minute. I got it. Don't be putting that up in the comments.
Well,
I'm a
it's
little
like
slow.
back in the day, cornhole used to have a whole nother meaning than it does today too.
Well, we call that glory holes.
Right. Oh yeah, the glory hole. We had a bar
Yeah,
called
that
the
was back
glory
in the
hole.
day, glory holes. And that was also back in the day when they allowed, how do I say this? Lady boys into these bathhouses.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now they don't. But
Oh, they
back in the
don't
day, no. They stopped
really.
that long, long time ago. They stopped that.
Oh, I haven't been to one in a long
Especially
time.
ones that are going through the transition,
Hmm.
they stopped them completely. Like no makeup, no perfume, no girl clothes, no nothing. They stopped that
Wow.
alone. I remember that being stopped, and I want to say that was like the early 2010,
Hmm.
give or
Okay.
take.
Yeah, I definitely
Hey,
haven't been since
Christy.
then.
Yeah, they stopped that. Long as you don't wear any cologne or perfume. Thank you, darling. I appreciate that. Just long as you don't wear any cologne, perfume, makeup, or anything, you can go right in. But I remember being able to go into the bathhouses,
Hmm.
and they used to let ladyboys in for free
Yeah.
because they knew that's where they would get their money, and we would have to tip out at the end of the night to the
Oh
bathhouses.
wow. Oh
Yeah,
wow. I didn't
yeah,
know
it
they
was.
did that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was back in the day.
I
Back in
just
the
went for
day.
fun. I remember there was this one scene, when I was in the bathhouse, and I think it was Steamworks in Chicago, and I was just like standing there, and I must have had like 40 hands on me all at once.
Right.
I felt like
Been there.
Madonna and Material Girl. Like
Yeah.
I was the main course, and it was like
Yeah.
and I don't hide how promiscuous I used to be because I
Yeah, I
was,
don't either. Like, I'll tell you in a heartbeat, I was a lady of the night.
yeah, we were kind of
We had
forced
to.
into
We had
this
to.
from our youth, yeah, because
Now I'm a different type of lady of the night, but I'm still a lady of the night, just
just a
on
very
the other
elegant,
side. On the other side. You know
right.
what I'm saying? Just on the other side. Yeah.
On the secure side.
On the
you're,
secure side.
you're your
Thank you,
husband's lady of the night.
thank you. Love you, Christina. Sorry. I don't know. It's going so fast. I just saw the first and just called it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like last night we were talking about things we went through. Me and Pops, I wish y'all could have been there. Hey, Mama Diana, how are you, darling? My Mama Diana is like me, and I adopted her as being my mama a while back on TikTok. Like, she's my mama, you're my Pops.
Well,
You know
nice
what
to
I'm
meet you,
saying?
Mama.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm adopted child.
Sweet. Yeah, you were telling me, and I was asking you to like wait till we do this live to tell
Mhm.
me the full story because I was, intrigued. Where you were in a bar and you found yourself in an incredibly dangerous
Yes,
situation.
I did. It was like my third show, and I had saved up enough money to get this beautiful purple. I don't know if you remember. Well, I know you remember when Queens wore the bugle beads, and
Oh
just
yeah,
bugle beads was the thing back then.
yes,
Everything bugle
yes.
bead. Well, I found one that was purple. It was in my size, and it had the bugle bead fringe on the top.
Oh,
I
nice.
saved up like $300 for that dress. Cause back in those days, that was expensive.
Oh yeah.
And I remember like getting ready, all that shit. And I'm going to go from try to remember every little detail because it's been so long ago.
Mhm.
And I get to the club, and I go back there and I do my first number along with the other girls. And hey Bobby, how are you? Hey Maddie, welcome in. And I'm in the dressing room and I hear popping noise, pow 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 pow. Didn't think nothing about it, and then I just kind of like look out the curtain and I'm half naked because I'm teeny tiny and that's what we do. Get half naked, look out, and people are like running and everything. And I remember that. Hey Factor, do you know HRH
RH
Factor?
factor. Hello. Yeah, sorry, you
Um,
guys. I get so wrapped up in the conversation that I'm not paying as much attention to the
yeah, I do
conversation.
too. Like I do the same thing, and I remember
So
the
somebody
bar
was
owner.
pewing up the club,
Yeah,
and you were
the
in the
nightclub.
dressing room.
I was standing in the dressing room. Luckily, that we had our dressing room was the only place that had concrete in the walls.
Oh
The
wow,
rest was
that was
aluminum.
very lucky.
Thank you, Kimber. And everybody was
Thank
panicking,
you.
and everybody was panicking, and I looked out there. I was like, no, nobody was hurt. Thank God. The cops were there at this time. Hey, Maddie Lee, welcome from New Zealand. I'm not in New Zealand, but we want to welcome you, darling. But
Yes.
so I went, and I had never wore this purple dress before, never. And all the queens they done grabbed their and got the hell out.
Yeah.
I'm the only one standing in the dress room going, no, no,
Yeah.
I'm not leaving. I came to do a show. I'm going to do a freaking show.
Mhm.
And I
The show
remember,
must go
like,
on.
it has to go on. People
Mhm.
are panicking. And finally, the bar owner, the cops are there. The owner comes in and locks the door, tells everybody to stay there for a minute. And I looked at the DJ's like, I'm just going to leave. I said, no, you're not. I need to do this number. And I remember The Greatest Love of All. That's one of my favorite all-time Whitney Houston songs. I put
Me
that
too.
purple dress on. Didn't have the shoes to match it. I just threw on some black shoes. I was like, I don't know where the shoes are. And I was nervous. I mean, I'm gonna say I was nervous.
Oh, I bet.
But I went on out there and it was like as soon as I walked on the stage and the song started, the spotlight came on. And I don't know what it was, but when the spotlight is on you, you can see like glitter floating in the air. And I don't know what that was. I don't know if it was the aluminum coming off where they shot up the side or what. I don't
Oh,
know.
wow.
But it was like glitter through the air. And I was going around doing this song, hugging people and asking them if they were okay. You know, the whole, I think it was like 3 or 4 minutes, but it seemed like for me, like an hour.
Wow. Yeah,
And
you just
everybody
had
was like, so like the whole bar just got calm. It was literally one of my greatest experiences
yeah,
to be able to take a song and calm people.
yeah, that's
Just
power.
calm them.
Yeah,
And I
that's the
don't
power.
know how I did it. I was scared out my wits. It was it was better than any beauty pageant I could have ever won. It was better than anything I could have done because these people needed something.
Yes, some comfort.
Something. And that's why I told the DJ, no, we're gonna do this show no matter what. I didn't come to play,
Mhm.
and we did the number. But that was back also before queens were paid to be there at a booking. So we did all our shows for free, and we could rely on tips. But I would tell you, them girls that left, they missed out. That was the one night I made almost $3,000 in tips off of
Oh
one
my
song.
God. Wow. Yeah, that's a good night. That's a very
That's
good night.
what
Uh,
I was
yeah,
like. I was
I've worked
like,
with a lot of queens in shows. Like,
yeah,
I was like, it was mostly a drag show, and then I would get hired to come in and just do one, set of dancing, per set that they did. And
yeah, like, yeah, I understand what you're saying
I've
because,
seen
like,
them make some big money.
I like
Real big
with
money.
us, we had our male dancers
Yes. Yeah.
who would give dance during the breaks for us.
Right. Exactly. That's
You
what
know
I
what I'm
was. I
saying?
was just kind of
And
like the
most of the
fill-in, the
time,
intermission.
when the last song hit and the last girl got through, then the dancers come out to end the show.
Thank you, RH.
You know what I'm saying? That was like it's that was the perfect setup. And I will tell you, I missed that bar. It
Mhm.
closed a long time ago,
Yeah.
and I wished I had had the money to buy it. And yes, it was old rickety, rundown, you trashy bar from like the
Mhm.
1980s, but we loved it.
Yeah,
It
I,
we
I I
loved
miss
it.
my dive bars too. I really do.
I missed it.
I worked at a bar called Normandy. I was only 17 when I got hired. The manager took me downstairs for my audition in the
Mm.
basement, and we had our little thing. And then my job was to dance around on the bar in a G-string or thong.
Yep.
And there's like ceiling fans, and there's drinks and ashtrays, and it's like
Mhm.
it was crazy trying to
Right.
get around that bar without tripping and knocking somebody's drink into their lap.
But when you're young, you don't think about doing stuff like that, even
Right.
though
Oh
it
yeah,
happens.
it's a living.
Yeah, no,
You're
it
gonna make that
happens.
living and go
Yeah,
home with the
you don't
highest
think
bid of.
about stuff like that. You just go on and do what you got to do.
Right.
And yeah, I miss those days. I miss them so much. So, what are some more of your stuff you got
Yes.
over there?
Well, being an escort and starting at age 16, starting on the streets, graduating up to placing ads in Gay Chicago magazine. I ended up getting to know the owner of Gay Chicago magazine, which he's in the Chicago Gay History Museum. He was a friend of mine. He was, he could always find me a gig somewhere. He gave me the good hookup. And so he would always tell me which bars were the best to apply to work at. I worked at a bar called Lucky Horseshoe. They had like a little box that we were supposed to stand up on, like Go-Go Boys, and do that.
Hmm.
Eventually, I met my husband there. But those two jobs didn't always mix well because bar owners didn't like it when you had a side gig like
Right.
escort. And so, like one night, I went to jail because I was set up entrapment basically. They called my agent. I had an escort agency. They called Steve, and Steve sent me to this place to meet this guy. And I looked at the guy, and I was like suspicious immediately because he was way too hot to have to pay. I
Right.
was just like, yeah, this red flag right there, and pretty butch. And I'm just like, not your typical client. I've seen quite a few. And I was like, oh, maybe 20, or no, at the time, yeah, 20 or 21, 21. And he asked me, well, how much is it? And I'm like, you negotiated that with Steve. Call him, ask him. That's why I had an agent so that he could do all the legwork. And so, he called Steve and then he just said, oh, you're under arrest. I'm just like, I didn't quote you a price. I had not, agreed to
Right.
anything. Like, yeah, no, I don't think this is going to stick. But he took me to jail anyway, and all the way over to jail, the other cop that was with him couldn't keep his hands off of me in the damn back seat. And then when we got to jail, my beeper went off, and that one, it was the main cop, took it away from me. Yeah, and he's like, now tell me everything. And I'm like, you just stole my beeper. I ain't telling you shit. I'm like, for all I know, you're working with Steve, and this is a test. Like I'm not
Right.
playing that game because Steve has some big connection. I was scared of Steve because he literally knew everything I did. It's almost like he had somebody tracking me, and if I did not give him his cut, and the whole cut, like he knew about everything. He would set his clients up, or my clients up to turn me in, like offer, well, will you come over and not tell Steve about it, and I was just like, of course I will. You can keep that extra $30.
Right.
And then the next thing I know, I'm getting a call from Steve. Yeah, yeah, you're not seeing that client anymore because you agreed to stab me in the back. I was like, you fucker. Like we had to go to the currency exchange every time we got paid by a client, and
Right.
Steve was getting paid through somehow that money getting laundered through a currency exchange in Chicago. So I knew he had some deep connections, and I
Right.
didn't want to mess with him.
Well, that's the
And
thing about the South. I know you're Southern. You're
right,
sort of
yeah,
Southern.
I am, but this happened in Chicago. Obviously, I ran off to
Oh yeah,
Chicago
yeah,
when I
yeah,
was
yeah. You
16.
got the
So yeah,
mob up there, baby.
yeah.
You
And in
got
the
the
South,
mob.
I'm sure it's even worse. Those cops are not
Well,
going to entertain
in
them.
the believe it or not, in the South, there was only one time that one of us got arrested, but only because it wasn't for that. It was for calling the guy that was there approaching her was a cop, but also one of her clientels.
Mm.
And she started cussing at him and this and that, and that's why she was arrested. But the funny thing is that he allowed us to get over there and pose and do pictures on the cop car and see it, and yeah, we had a
Mhm.
fun time even though she went to jail.
It's weird how that works. Yeah, back in the '80s, and I think this happened to George Michael, and it happened to a lot of other people too, where you would go to a public restroom, and then a cop would come in, and he would stand at the urinal next to you, and make
Mhm.
eye contact, and just totally like tease you. And
Yeah,
then as soon as you responded, you were under
he was
arrest.
arrested.
It's like
That
they
happened a
pulled
lot
out
in
their whole
Chicago.
anatomy, like
Yeah,
they're standing right there, letting it hang. And yeah, I did something wrong by responding to you, basically coming on to me, like. And that's the kind of type of discrimination and injustice that we have faced, my
yeah,
community, your community, our community. If you're different, you are not recognized legally under most circumstances.
yeah.
Cops are
You're
not going
not
to give you the
like,
same respect.
hey, Missy, that's my brother, my doctor brother, Missy. Hey, Missy, how are you, Missy? I checked on him the other day, but he didn't ever
Ghoulish Graybeard.
check back on me.
Yeah. Yeah. My friend
Uh,
Ghoulish Graybeard is in here. Hello, everybody. Thank you for
hey,
joining us.
Graybeard, I don't know you, but
What'd
I
you
hope I
have?
get to know you. But yeah, it was amazing. Like I know
But
we
wild
live,
and free in so many other ways,
yeah,
too,
and
though.
it was for me. Yeah, it had its downfalls,
Hmm.
but the thing is that being at a bar for your first when that for the bar for me it was the first place that was ever accepted for me being me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Didn't have to change to meet anybody's standards. It
Yeah.
was a home for me.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember it was so beautiful the first time I walked in there. I was nervous, but it was beautiful. Even though it had the trashiest decorations,
Hmm.
cheap Halloween decorations, 'cause nobody had that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? Little stick-on little lights that you could press. You remember the little press lights you could press if you needed to see your ID or something? Yeah, they press.
Right. Oh, I
Oh
got
my
into the bars when
God.
I was 16 years old. I was over 6'2", and there were, like the doorman just give him a little wink and a blow him a kiss and you're in for free,
Yeah.
no ID required. Like we back in the day they were so lazy about that shit. They just let you
Well,
get
it
in.
wasn't really pushed as hard as it
That's
is
true.
now.
Yeah.
And
Well, cops didn't want to go to the gay bars. I mean, for a
no,
long time after Stonewall, like the cops did
they
not want
didn't
to mess
want to.
with
They
it.
didn't want a part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they knew that they were going to get their asses torn out.
yeah. And that's exactly what they would. I mean, I remember a few times we got raided by cops, but by that time I was old enough to be there. I mean, I went to my first bar at 17, but by the time they started raiding us, I was already old enough. I mean, I wasn't old
Right.
enough to
Yeah.
drink, and if they would have done a breathalyzer on me, I would have went to jail. But I knew how to act. I knew how to. We all played a role.
Right.
We knew early how to act sober.
Right. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Goulash, we do not, or Goulash, we don't have the smoke in Southern Illinois. Thank God. We got lucky. It was kind of hazy yesterday, but we had a rainstorm, and I think that might have just been fog. I know Northern Illinois, which is about 6 hours drive from me, is definitely inundated with smoke right now. So we're lucky down here on the southern end that we're not getting.
Yeah, I know. I know Canada's having it because my sister in here, Heather, she they're getting a lot of smoke from it, and I know Canada's getting it hit hard.
Yeah, that's where all the major fires are originated, and they're spreading out of control. And that smoke is just flowing across the northern United States. And we're lucky down here in Southern Illinois. It's really weird. Oh, you're in Deep Smoke in Elgin. That's a suburb of Chicago. Yeah, it's bad. It really is. Hi, Elfie. Hello, my friend. How are you? I love you. Long time no see. Oh, Elvie's so sweet.
Oh, Miss Diane, I'm sorry, darling. My eyes are burning as I speak. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Thank you, darling. Thank you, Miss Peacock. We love you, baby. Thank you.
Down here, we've been getting a lot of rain lately, thunderstorms.
Yeah, that's us. We've been getting a lot of rain lately too. Like,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
I'm
we're on
not
the
mad
eastern
about it.
side, so
Yeah.
we're getting that eastern weather, and that is these rainstorms have been something fierce like the last couple of weeks, and a lot of my plants are just flopping over, and I just can't have to keep
I lost my whole
taking it.
garden last
Right.
month. Just about my whole garden last month because everything in my garden drowned.
Oh my God.
That's how. Oh, thank you, LP. Thank
Yeah,
you,
Elvie is so
whoever.
precious. Thank you, my
It's such
sweet
a
dear. I love
Jasmine,
you.
but he needs your support, LP. That's why I said thank you. He's my pops, and I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my Elvis followed me for a long time. We follow each other. I love her content. We really enjoy each
Yeah,
other so much.
that's
Thank you.
awesome. Well, I hope y'all all follow me because I protect pops at all point. I don't care what nobody got to say.
Right.
He
Me
is
and
my
Spooky
pop.
been friends for a long time. Me and Jordan. It's been like definitely at least a year and a half since
Oh yeah,
maybe
it's
longer.
been at least
Maybe a
two.
couple
I
of
think
years.
I've been
Okay.
at least two because I
Yeah.
have followed you. I met you when I very first joined 3 years ago. And my first year, I ran across you, and I'm like, "Who is this guy? I love this." I ain't gonna tell you what I said, but I said the MF. I love this MF. Oh my God, that's what I said. So don't take it offense, but that's how I am. If I love you, that's what I say. And I was like, and so I started following you, and then it was some other, a name we shall not speak upon came up.
Right. I don't know if I
And
can legally speak on it at all right
I
now, to be
wasn't
honest with you.
following that person, and still, I tried following her, but I just following them, and I was like, no, that's not for me.
Yes, Diane.
That's not for me.
Yeah,
I
I
was
hope
like,
my followers who are watching will follow you and
I
use
hope,
the
and I hope our
platform.
followers will follow you. I don't know how many of mine are in here, but I knew there was a few earlier.
I think we've got a
So,
good mix.
and,
You're a really sweet person. You keep it real. You're not pretentious. You care about the people who follow you. Your messages do feel like you're really reaching me when I watch your content. Like we're just sitting in your living room or on your porch and we're just having a conversation, and you're just talking like you would with anybody that you care about.
HBL
And
Poppin
that's
says he follows you.
so genuine.
And if you HBL Poppin, that is my son. Uh,
Thanks
He's
so
been
thanks
my.
so much.
I adopted him like the
Thank
first
you,
year or
HBO.
so he was on. I told him, "You're my son. I don't care what nobody
Awesome.
say. You're my son."
Yeah, yeah.
Because he
You
reminds
have
me of
chosen
me.
family.
He reminds me of me when I was younger, when
Yeah.
I was actually in between
Hmm.
genders
Hmm.
without, but he's not. But I'm just saying his
Right. It's
actions.
just the
It's just his
personality
persona. Yeah,
and
it reminds me of me, and I just feel a little protective of it. Protective of it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's just an amazing kid. He really is.
that's great. Yeah, we
And he's
have
not a
chosen
kid, but
family.
to me, he's a kid. You know what I'm
A lot of
saying?
people feel like family, like LV, but when you watch
Mhm.
somebody's content and I've, met her husband through her videos and, she tells stories, she cooks recipes, like she takes you on walks with her around the neighborhood. And it's just like having that friend there when you can't have a friend offline, in that moment. It could be 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm watching one of her videos and I'm just like at home, and she does feel like family. And so do you. And so do so many people on here whose content that I enjoy and, whose conversations I have and, messages with them and stuff. TikTok, for as much as I complain about it, it has brought me a lot of love from so many unexpected sources and people. Like it just, to have people following me from the Netherlands. Carl, thank you so much. You're so kind. I appreciate you following me. See what I mean? Like I'm going to follow you back now, Carl. Kari, there we go. So now I
Carrie,
can see
it's
your name.
Carrie. It's my girl.
Carrie, thank you,
Carrie is like
Carrie.
my mama. Carrie is my mama. She gets on my
I want to
butt.
get to know her
She,
better.
she's literally a part of our group because we're spooky divas and we do the paranormal and all this stuff like that.
Right. I
And she
love that
is
stuff.
like the
I find
head.
that very entertaining.
She's the head. She's on point. I had to
Yes.
call her like, okay, I'm having issues with this makeup
Thanks, Heather.
because she was like, okay, calm down. She's the mama of all of us,
Oh
and
my
she
God, your
really is.
makeup is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I love it. It's just so sleek and smooth, and
Oh,
you
it
have
didn't look
got the
like this
makeup game
earlier,
down.
but I got it there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh my
Thank you,
God.
baby. I appreciate you, Pop.
Have you ever thought about doing makeup tutorials, or do you think it's oversaturated?
I do it. I do it on lives. I do makeup
Wow.
lives, but I don't do them in videos because it takes me so long, and it's
Okay.
hard to fit 2 hours in 10 minutes. So
Wow.
I do it. I do it in lives,
Yeah.
and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
They call you makeup artists for a reason, and art does not happen slowly.
I think somebody wants to
It doesn't
send you
happen
some
quickly.
crystal bracelets.
Can I send you some crystal bracelets?
I think
Do you
they're
have a
talking to
PO
me.
box? Oh, he's probably talking to you. You talking to me or her, ghoulish gray? Chaz
Oh,
doesn't
me?
bite his
Oh, yeah,
tongue.
honey. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I am a firm believer in pagan. I practice the craft. I converted over a year ago. Um, I saw the way that my old community was treating people, and I did not agree with it.
Hmm.
And that's why I left that community and
Yeah.
moved over to my heritage, which is Cherokee, who was pagans before Christianity ever came.
Hmm.
It's not that I try to change anybody's belief system. That's your own belief system. You believe how you want to. But
Right.
for me personally, I just feel myself
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
who
I don't try to
I am.
indoctrinate anybody into my beliefs either. But if
No, I
somebody
don't want
asks
to.
me,
And I'll
I'll
tell
talk
you,
about
I
it.
will tell you, unless you want to be serious about it, do not come over here to my room because unless you're gonna really like commit, don't even think about paganism.
Gotcha. He
Don't.
was talking to you, by the
Oh,
way,
was you? Oh, yes,
ghoulish
baby. I
gray dude.
love. Look, if you only knew, I would love it. I promise you, I got stones and crystals and you name it. It ain't too much I ain't got though. But yes, I would love to. Just hit me up, and I don't have a PO box number. Do you know him, Chaz, or her?
Well, he's been following me for a very long time. We actually were just messaging each other today.
Okay, so what
So
I'll do
he's
is that
he's definitely a safe person, and you can check out his profile and see he makes really good content.
okay, so okay, you said he's a safe person. Okay, because I'll give you my old house address because I own two houses. They're just side by side, and I don't have a PO box, but I was definitely sure give you my house, the other house address. That way,
Yeah,
you know.
I'm very cautious about giving out my address too. I know
Yeah,
you. any
Yeah,
address that could track you down. Yeah,
yeah,
especially these days. Now that there's
yeah. I
I've
just
had
don't
someone
like.
weaponize her platform against me. I do
Well,
have to
see,
be
me, I
cautious.
don't like. I'm one of those that I'm a homebody. I don't like to go anywhere. I don't like to go grocery shopping. I don't. I just
Me
don't.
too. Me too. We got that
It's
in
just
common
too
as well.
much. It's just
I'm
too
a very
much.
private person. Yeah, I would.
And
You'll see me on TikTok a lot, but you're rarely going to see me in public.
see, that's me. You will see me on TikTok every time you turn around, but it's pretty hard to catch me outside of it because I
Yeah,
have to either be going to a doctor or have to go to the farmers market because my mom don't have anyone to go with her.
yeah.
But other than that, you really won't see me outside of it. You know what I'm saying? Now we will be traveling in a few years as soon as we get everything launched off the ground to do the paranormal and do these little ghost hunting stuff. We will be doing that.
Mhm.
But we'll be doing that at night when nobody's around, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you do public appearances? I don't. I did one in Alabama one time, and
I
that was
would if
it.
I got invited to one. Um,
I don't get invited, but even if I did,
I've
I don't
never
think
been
I would
invited
go.
because I think everybody's scared of me. Like I'm some type of freak because, like, you know, what I do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think anybody is brave enough to bite me, though. I think they think I'm gonna.
Our LGBT community and pride events and things like that, like that's what was so incredibly fishy when I was invited to Alabama, because I don't know anybody in Alabama. Like I knew one person in Alabama at the time, and she happened to
Yeah.
have pool with all that, because she
How
was
long? Can I ask how long ago was that she was at that pride?
I think it was 2022.
Oh, honey, was I on? Yeah, I was
Or no,
on.
wait a minute. No, it was 2023. It had to be
Oh, yeah, I
2023
was on
because
here. If I
I
had
started in
known,
22. Yeah.
you should just shot me a text. I would have drove over there to see you. Cause I'm in
Aw.
Mississippi, like literally in Mississippi. It wouldn't have been but an hour or two drive to where
Oh,
I
okay.
would have came and hung out with you. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been there
Totally.
whispering in your ear, don't trust that one. Don't trust that one. That's what I've been with. Don't trust that
Right.
one.
Yeah. I had some people telling me that, including
Mm,
Julie Mayfield.
mm.
I think that's her name. Is it Julie Mayfield?
Thank you so love.
She just passed away recently.
Uh-huh. I don't.
Um,
Who?
Julie Mayfield, if I'm saying it correctly. I think her name was Julie Mayfield. She was an intersexed
Oh
um,
yeah,
woman, and
yeah. I'm borderline that.
right,
I
she
am.
wrote a book. Yeah, and she explained how she was born with more female hormones and organs, etc., and that has been a very big struggle for her. And so like, but she was telling me, she's just like, be careful with that one, like
Yeah,
I've heard too many stories and I wouldn't trust it.
yeah.
And we were hanging
See,
out in a hotel room, me and her, and mayhem ensued. We were the three of us. There's another creator on here, and mayhem ensued. We were all hanging out together and in this hotel room, and it was just like I was just getting this whole vibe that like I shouldn't be talking to a certain large creator,
right,
but yet I had just gotten the phone number of the large creator, and so like,
right,
and I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to sound like, oh, I'm bragging or something, but I was just
right,
like the whole time sitting there thinking, like I just got her phone number, and now somebody's telling me not to mess with her.
right. Well,
Like,
see, me,
I
I'm
should have
not like
listened. I should have
it's it's
listened.
it's weird for me because like as a seer, I
Mhm,
get these feelings, and I had a dream about that person, but I never told anybody,
mhm.
and that's what like I was like, nope.
Yeah, yeah. Some
It was like
people
I'm
seem to
going
have
to
better
claim
senses.
something.
Now, I've been out of the South for a long time. I was born and raised in Kentucky, but I ran off when I was 16 years old, and I've hardly been back. And coming to Southern Illinois is almost coming back to my roots because it's so similar to Kentucky down on this end of the state. Like you almost can't tell the difference between here and Kentucky. When you look around, you would swear you were still in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Um, it's so hilly and wooded, and national forest, and
Uh-huh.
so I've lost um, like my ability to really recognize the fakeness of some Southern people.
It's a
You
lot.
see
Like
it all the day, all the time, every day. Yeah, you see that all the
that's
time when
that's
you're
why
when you're looking at people.
I don't do anything like. I stay to myself because 99% of the South, not all of them, just a
Hmm.
lot of them are really fake.
Yeah.
When they start saying like "bless your heart,"
Right. Yeah, they pour that shit on too thick. Too
you
thick. It's
know,
like
you know you
saccharin.
fake as hell when you say
Yeah.
"bless your heart."
Like
They
bless your
just
heart.
say, just say what
That's
you got to
Southern
say.
for go to hell.
Exactly. That's a
Like,
southern way
I'm
of saying
going to
I'm talking
pray for
about you behind your
you.
back. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to pray for you. Pray for
Yep.
yourself, honey. They automatically assume that we're all just God fearing Christians out here,
You're exactly right, Christina.
and we're not. We don't have to be. I don't fear any creator that is supposed to be loving. I just don't.
Well, see, it's like I don't fear anybody. Like I said, I just have like intuitions, and things happen. And like with one, I had that, and I was like, okay, nope, nope, time for me to go over here. And that was like the same time I had just started following you, and I kept getting a good feeling. I was like, that's the one.
It's the same
That's
with me.
that's
I
that's the
whenever I
one.
saw
That's the one.
you, see, I didn't know if you wanted to be my friend or not, but it's because I had seen you before you
Uh,
followed me, but I'm just like, I'm so cautious about following people that I see who I really like because I just never know. If, I guess I'm not the best judge of character,
well,
I'm just like, I don't know if she's going to like me or not, but I
let
definitely
me
liked you.
let me tell you how I am. I'm a strict person when it comes to things. I know it's weird. I just have been double crossed so much in my life and so stabbed in the back that I'm very ticky about what I do. But if I'm close to you and I acknowledge your presence, like I use the word pops or
Mhm.
moms, that means there's love there for you. It's an all time respect for me. It's more than just friendship, it's freaking family for me. And when I tell you I am not shady, because if I got something to say, I'm going to say it to you. I'm not going to do it behind your back.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
scared.
and I get that from you. I totally
Yeah,
get that
I'm
from you.
not scared. And I expect people to do me the same way. If you see me do something wrong or say something wrong, tell me. I'll
Hmm.
apologize if I see where I'm wrong quickly.
Right.
I'm
I'm going to
not,
go off
I
cam
don't
for a
use it.
minute, but I'm still going to be here. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Um,
Take your time.
that way, because, I want to like have my little nicotine.
That's okay. I understand. I'm craving mine too. Don't feel bad, but I'm
It's
going
just
to
been
wait
one
until
of them
after
days.
this
Oh, I'm
time.
sorry. Just one of those days,
Thank you.
My dog kept me up till 4:30 this morning again. He
I
had
know you're
a stomach
tired.
problem.
I know you're tired. I want to say thank you to Hey Tabby. I love you. Thank you, Mama Wanda. Uh Caffeinated. I'm Chaz says thank you. Uh
Yes,
exactly.
thank you so much.
Is it ghoulish? Is that right? Graybeard.
Yes,
You're
ghoulish
exactly
graybeard.
you're exactly right, darling.
Yeah, we got to
That's
lower the
me.
Rapunzel.
See, that's why Amanda, like, I adopted her as my daughter, even though she's my best friend's daughter. Thank you, caffeinated. I love you. And she's straightforward, and that's why she's on our team. Um, she's straightforward. She's a straight shooter. Thank you, Canberra. I love you. But she's a straight shooter, and I love people. Like if I f up, tell me about it. Don't go behind my back and talk. Hey Jesse, go behind my back and talk about me. Just
Right.
tell me I effed up.
Yeah, the biggest betrayal that anyone can do is to go behind your back and talk shit about you.
Yeah,
And to do it to as many people as possible
yeah.
without you having any clue that it's
And the
coming.
clue.
Right. Like, you find out later through someone else or you're scrolling through TikTok, and they're like, oh, there's a video and somebody's trashing me. Somebody that I was mutuals with, somebody who could have messaged me, who could have asked me any question whatsoever. And here they are
Right.
trashing me, repeating bullshit that they heard from someone else. Like,
And yeah, and that's
confirm with me.
I want to apologize for one of my videos. When I addressed a certain issue. Um,
Oh, you don't have to apologize for anything, honey.
well, you know what I'm talking about. You saw the video, and
Yeah, I reposted it, I think.
yeah,
You have a
but I
right to your
just like
opinion.
my whole thing is that I'm apologizing because I should have spoke up sooner when I saw the shit hit the fan. Excuse my language.
Oh,
And I should have said something, but I couldn't hold it in anymore.
yeah. Well, I
Somebody said,
never ask anybody to defend me. You know, that's the
but
last thing I'm ever going to do.
Pops, I'm telling, real friends defend you. Real friends defend you in the dark just as much as they do in the light.
Yeah. Hey, Jerry
That's
Ann.
real friends.
Yeah.
You
Thank you for
don't,
the cookies.
real friends defend you no matter what. And I'm sorry, like I said, I'm sorry. Like I should have stopped, did something. I mean, I'm a small account, but still,
No, for you
you know
to
what I'm saying?
even, step up and try to, explain the facts to the people who follow you, and to your own viewers to explain it to them from your perspective I truly appreciate it. I really do. And that's the thing about it. My people who follow me, I'll never ask anybody to make a video defending me. And I made a video the other day and I said, for people who trash me, if they have less than 1 million followers, then it's like it's not even worth it for me to respond to them.
And you're right.
I'd be
You're
doing
right.
that all day long if I
Right.
was,
Thank you,
responded to each and
Kimber.
every tiny ass little person. Yeah, but when somebody has a very, very large, significant following and like their video reaches 3.5 million views within, 24, 48 hours, and they're literally trashing me with zero evidence, name dropping a bunch of other people I've never met before, and pulling. And that's the thing. Like, she was the only one I've ever met out of all the people who talk shit about me. None of them had my phone number. You're one of 11 people who does. Like, honestly, I don't get my number out on TikTok.
And I don't blame you. Like, I was really surprised when you sent it to me. I was like, okay, here's mine. Okay.
We built up enough trust with each other.
Yeah, like we have been like
Lady Vanessa. Oh my God, this is my friend Lady Vanessa. You two
hello, Lady
they have some
Vanessa.
things in common. You're both
You look
Southern ladies.
beautiful, girl. Is that your picture up in there? You look beautiful.
I love Vanessa so much. Oh my God, sweetie, thank you so much. Vanessa is an angel. We have been friends since MySpace, and we still follow each other over on the book face.
Right.
And like just a precious, sweet, wonderful, loving person
We are
who
old
has taught me so much. So like, people say I'm anti-trans. Why don't you go ask my friend Vanessa about that?
Well,
Because
don't
my
ask
God,
me about it.
yes, right. They can
I
ask
know better
anybody.
than that.
Like,
That's why I was like,
it's-
no, this they ain't gonna start. That's why I was like, I've had enough of this mess. They ain't gonna start that shit. And that's when I released that video. Like, no.
Yes, and for the record, you invited me onto your live.
Yep.
I didn't invite myself, and I didn't say, "Oh, hey, I've got something to prove," so let me turn you into a token, so I
Yeah,
can
and that was
pretend,
like,
you
no,
like I never do that.
I have been. Pops has came onto our show one time before.
Mhm.
I've been trying to get back. Oh, thank you, darling. Appreciate that so
Thank you,
much.
Kirsten. Thank
I've
you.
been trying to get a way to get back with him to bring it back, but everything was just rolling so fast here lately in my life that I finally got the thing, and I was like, "Hey, would you like to?" And he was like, "No, and the first response was like, "No, I don't want." Thank you, darling. I don't want to drag you into all this, and I'm like, I'm a big girl.
Right. But this was so fresh and came out of left field. All I've ever done, I'll be honest with you, like, as I have to be careful, like I said, about how I discuss this moving forward, because I am in the process of, handling things legally.
I was going to suggest you do that too.
Oh, I am. And from what I've understood, it's going to be smooth sailing and fast. This is not,
I have just that one thing got you.
Yeah, justice will be expeditious. I can tell you that. But
because there's a such thing called slander, and you have perfect
defamation per se, or defamation per se.
Yeah,
it's like it's an open and shut case. There's like, when you have a video of somebody saying some shit that is like completely false, the evidence speaks for itself. And
yeah, I agree.
I'm prepared, and I'm preparing.
Like,
to complete this next step.
Like with me, you can say whatever you want to about me. I don't give a damn. People talk about me all the time. I'm used to it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Me too.
But the one thing you will not do for me, You will not talk about who I consider family, and you will not bring kids into it.
Yes, dragging my husband and my kids into some shit
You will
is
not
gonna
do that
fuck
with
you
me.
up.
You
Right.
will not
That
do
was
that
the
with me.
line that was crossed. And I have never said a word about her kid, any
No.
of them. I've talked about how she didn't raise them, you know, because she lost custody of them because she had some drinking issues, which she's talked about publicly. It's all
Yeah.
public record. You know, like for somebody who didn't even have custody of her own kids to be coming
I'm
and
sorry
talking
to
about
get. You know
the
what? I'm
custody
sorry.
arrangement of mine.
I'm sorry to get on this subject. That wasn't what was
Oh,
supposed
that's
to happen. I'm
okay.
sorry.
I
I
mean,
wasn't
we, you
trying
know,
to.
well, that's what's
It's
hot right now. That's what people want to hear about, you know? I mean,
yeah. I
there's
wasn't
still
trying
people
to.
who are
I
trying to
just
figure
wanted
it
to
out.
clear up the whole transphobic thing.
Right. And well, that's the thing. One of the allegations is that I'm transphobic, you know, well, then
Yeah.
show me saying something transphobic. Show
But
a
now
clip. Bring some
I will
receipts.
say this, and this is something me and you talked about last night, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
say exactly the same thing. I do not like, I will not call somebody cisgender, CIS. That is
Mhm.
disrespectful to me, and I don't mean no harm in that. My
Yeah.
thing is, when I say the word cis, I'm thinking, okay, somebody need to go to Dr. Pimple Popper, right? You know, because that's what it sounds like to me. But
Right.
biological
Like
or
a cyst.
natural person,
Yeah.
that's what you refer to. It's just beautiful. It
Yeah.
makes more sense. It's
Uh-huh.
just biological female, natural female. It's more personal for me.
Yeah.
The word cis is more of an insult.
It can be, you know, to some people because
Yeah,
they don't understand what the word means. You know, there's a,
no.
you know, especially our generation and the older folks, you know, older ladies, they're just like, you know, why do you have to make up a word to describe 99% of the population? It's redundant. It's like me, if I referred to every straight man I know as, you know, oh, you know, hello there, straight guy. It's like,
Mhm.
what? Like, you know, or you're a straight guy. Like stating the obvious, like, why do I have to label a human being with anything that, you know, and a lot of times it's being used in a derogative way,
Yeah,
like, you know, it's othering. That's what it is. It's othering.
yeah, and
And so
I
the
don't
same way
like
that I
that.
don't call my trans sisters and brothers trans men or women, I refer to them as men or women because to me that's who they are. That's who they want to be referred to as. That's who I refer to them as, unless I'm instructed otherwise, you know. And it's all on a personal basis. If I'm at a grocery store or something and the person serving me is, you know, maybe non-binary or, you know, I don't know their pronouns, I'll look for a name tag, you
Well, that's
know.
me. And if I can't find one, I'll be like, sweetie, what is, because you know, sweetie is neutral.
Hmm.
Sweetie is a very neutral. You can say that to a man or a woman or
So true.
whoever.
Well,
And
you
I go,
can.
sweetie, what is your
I can't call a
pronoun?
man sweetie. They don't like that too much. I've tried. Some of them
Well,
didn't
you
like it.
won't, but I can. But I'm
Yes.
just saying, like, I always approach them going, sweetie, what is your pronouns? I don't want to offend you. That's how I put it. I don't want to offend you, but I just want to know.
Yeah.
What do you prefer?
Right.
That's how I address it. Like it's and plus with me, you know, I get called he, she, it, all of it. I just identify as a bitch. I'll be honest with you. That's what I
I would too at that point. See, that's exactly what my friend Ronnie used to say. I have this friend Ronnie that I've known since I was 16 years old before she transitioned.
hmm
And she was in that process and just like flamboyant, just the flavor of the party every single time. Absolutely love Ronnie to this day.
hmm
And she has always been girl to me. It's just always
hmm
been girl, you
Yeah,
know?
you're like, but now in our culture, it is tradition for all the men and the women that are of the LGBTQ plus. They refer to each other as girls, girls. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
even the gay men. And to
Yeah.
be honest, I've never liked it when a gay guy calls me girl. I've just never liked it, but I don't say nothing because that's just the culture. Unless I'm real close to them, like my friend Carlos, he was
Uh-huh.
girl fish. You know,
Yeah.
what you doing, honey?
I had heard the word
Yeah,
fish
when
in
you
a
know me
long
like that,
time.
then yes, we can get
Jesus.
down with that kind of
I
conversation.
bet you it's been I bet you it's been 20 years since I've heard the word fish. And that is just thank you, Zach. Hey Zach, so Raven, how are you, darling? The word fish, I remember that. Like, you know,
Yes,
when we sees a beautiful woman, it was like, girl, you is fish, honey. You is
right.
serious.
Oh hell
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
A lot
And it
of
wasn't like a negative thing. It was just, a really exaggerated compliment.
Right. That's one of the few things that hasn't translated into the modern lexicon
Uh,
because these younger people today use a whole lot of gay
uh,
slang and don't even realize that that's what we were, all about back
yes.
in the 80s,
No, we had
90s.
our own, like we had our own
Right.
little.
All kinds
Yeah.
of like every all
And
kinds
look,
of
it
that
would
that's
be
us.
like it would be so funny, like going to a bar and you have friends and they wouldn't even say anything. They just look at each other, but you know exactly what the hell they supposed to say.
Right. Thank you, God's
It
child.
it was always looks, attitudes, certain words. It was like a whole coding.
Oh yeah. And
A
we use
whole
words
coding.
like trade. Oh, he's trade,
Mm-hmm.
honey, meaning that he looks straight, but he goes the other way,
Yeah, a
and
tranny chaser.
right, right, which
I
today
know
would get
you
my
remember
ass in
that
trouble.
one. I
That
know
is
you
definitely
remember
something I
that.
cannot say, and I don't, but yet I have trans friends who are not who are comfortable saying that,
Yeah.
and it's like it's just let people be who they are, let them
Yeah, I
speak
don't
as
like
they choose.
I don't say it, but I just knew the word you would
Right, that they
remember.
would
You
say
know what
back
I'm
in the
saying?
day, right?
Yeah,
Like the orange turd was a jock chaser back
yeah,
in the day because he would go after female athletes, like
right.
tennis players and stuff like that. So they called them jock tracers, And then
Yeah,
there
they
was
give it
the what are they called, fat chasers? Like there's people who just are no chubby chasers, chubby
trouble
chasers,
changer.
like
I was
people who
start
are
trying to
like
think what was that called. I'm like, what
right.
was that called?
There's
Yeah.
like people who have their, their preference, and I guess it's like today bears and all that stuff. I'm not a bear, so but some
Well,
bears
I'm
are kind
not
of hot.
either, so I don't have to worry about
I
that.
don't mind some of those bears though.
Yeah, but I will say now, this new age generation, those ones that are 30 and 40, they are some
Georgia.
good looking people.
Hmm.
But I will say one thing I miss the most, and I know that this, and I don't mean no offense to nobody, I miss the 90s look on a man. Where the
Yeah.
pants fit, they wore the little
Yes.
cutoff shirts showing the abs. I miss that with the
I do
tennis
too.
shoes.
But there's no shortage of thirst traps on social media today.
I know,
I
but it
mean,
ain't the same. Like back in
right.
those days, you could actually
Well,
sit
I want
down
to see it
and
in real life because some of the shit I be seeing when I'm scrolling through my feed is like, damn,
yeah.
like how are they getting away with that?
And I'm like I remember sitting with people, gorgeous, gorgeous guys, just sitting and talking. Yeah, they didn't want me, but thank you, darling. They didn't want me, but it was just nice to be able to sit down and talk to them and just watch them walk away.
Right. Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean when I say
Oh, I
watch them walk
do.
away.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
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 It-
I'm finding more and more straight guys are much more willing to like, wear the tight jeans today.
yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of that's coming back. Not the crop tops so much.
I still miss the crop tops. Like
I do too.
it wasn't like a woman's crop top like they do this day and age. It was
Mhm.
like manly back in those days, though. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I know it's weird. I'm
That was
just
my look. I was like the queen of spandex and
oh my
whenever I
goodness.
was stripping, I always used
I
pants
was the
spandex.
queen of the shortest mini skirt competitions.
Oh wow.
Our
Yeah, those were
thong.
really hot.
Yes, you know them. You know what I'm talking about. Them skirts your booty was hanging out of. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, them Daisy Dukes.
Yeah.
With the shorts and stuff. Like back in the day, women had no problem showing it off.
No, we
Like,
did.
yeah, because you
No,
had it like
nobody.
that. Shit, I couldn't do that today. I
I
can't
mean,
be
but
dressing like
now
I used to.
but now with me, I was always like a small person. I was just tall, but I was small and I had a good body. I
Mhm.
don't now, but that's what I used to have. And I could pull off, G strings and just bras with thigh high
Yeah.
boots. Walk right in and didn't care. You know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah.
normal. It was normal
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah. We had fun back in the day.
Oh, we
Those
had
were
so
nice.
much fun.
Yeah, and I mean, we were a community. I can't stand anybody in any gay man who says, especially a gay white man, forget about it, honey. Don't tell me that the T isn't part of our community. Don't tell me that they're not under our umbrella and that
Exactly.
we haven't been fighting together for so long because I've been out in the trenches with my trans friends and we have fought for equality together.
Yep.
So I'm not going to buy that bullshit from these people who say no. Oh no, they're bringing us down. They're bringing us down. th- you're going through the same things that we went through as gay men. You know, they're trying to deprive you of housing rights and employment rights and you know, the right to pursue happiness. You know, and then again, there's a few people in the trans community who are making everyone look bad, like that Lily Tino or whatever her name is. You know, there's some people that seem to go viral, and that's why I think the apps are trifling. Like they'll let
They
these
are,
people go viral just to try to, you know, change public opinion about people who are a small percentage of the population.
and see, like I don't do Caitlyn Jenner,
Oh no, me
and I don't
neither.
do Lily
I
either.
can't stand her.
Because my whole thing is that how is somebody going to tell me how to live when their makeup job is still stuck in the 1990s?
Right?
You know, you
Yeah.
can't tell me nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And to suck up to Trump the way she does. Like,
Yeah,
are you kidding me? Like, and he's not
I
going to let
really
you
think
use his
them.
bathroom. Show up to his rally, honey. Go get in line at the men's porta potty or the women's
I
porta
think
potty.
those two. I think them two got a love affair going on. That's what I think.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. I've always felt like Trump has got a little twinkle
Well,
in his eye.
I will say Caitlyn looks a lot like Melania.
That's true. They
A
must have the
lot.
same plastic surgeon.
They look a lot alike. And I'm not for sure if Melania isn't an actual dude.
Right. Well, I've seen some pretty. I've gotten in trouble over on the book face for reposting pictures of her. You know, back in the
Hmm.
day, she was pretty racy and soft core,
Right.
and there was a lot of images of her floating around. In fact, after the election, the last
You're right,
election,
Julie.
Russian state TV posted pictures and videos of her modeling back in the day, including one where she was with another woman,
Yep.
and yeah, and they were laughing at the orange turd. And it's funny, you know, that's how I really feel like they're holding something over his head.
Oh yeah, they
Because
are. They
yeah,
are.
because like he rolls out the red carpet, literally has our military rolling out the red carpet
Yep.
for a foreign dictator. You know, and then he goes and sucks up to, you know, communist leaders, you know, like Kim Jong Un. You know,
You mean
I
all his
mean, yeah.
boyfriends?
And of course, you know, the is not real country
Yeah.
with the Netan, the Yahoo, who obviously has some strong dirt on him, because otherwise, why are we sending them so much money? Did you know that that over in that country, it's perfectly legal to get an abortion, and that it is actually paid for? You know, so for all these Christians who, you know, are, you know, calling for the holy war, they should know that, you know, while it is easier to get
Well,
an abortion over there than it is over here,
my
they
whole
have
thing is
free
that
education, they got free health care, all thanks to our tax dollars.
now I will say somebody that went to Bible college was a minister. They don't believe that the Bible has the ingredients for an actual ending of pregnancy, but there
Oh,
is.
okay.
There's a recipe in there. If you pay attention, there's a recipe for it.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, it is. That's why I always said Christianity was the first ones
To
to
introduce the
perform
method.
that method.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
But my
Even
whole
I
thing,
didn't know that.
yeah, it's in there.
I mean, I know there's a whole lot of contradictions. There's a whole lot of you know, uh, like stoning people,
Hmm.
you know.
Hey Matt, welcome in. Is it Matasha? Matash TV?
Oh, Matash TV. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I don't know.
Another amazing content creator.
Okay. But yeah, like, and I'll tell you something else can't stand, and I know everybody gonna probably disagree with me. Everybody knows these darn gays for Trump. What the hell are you
Hmm.
smoking?
And you know, if I post a video about it on here, it doesn't get very many views, and sometimes it even gets restricted for some reason. But yet, I could post it over on Insta, and it gets seen by a whole lot of people.
And then you
And
have the same group that doesn't want the T in the LGBT,
right, those are the same
but
people who are going for the T rump.
but yet wasn't the T and the queers who stood for the rights of people to just exist?
Right.
Like
And we're
Marshall
there
P.
at
Robinson?
Stonewall, okay, as they have always been among us, because a lot of T's thought they were G. until,
It,
because that was the only option. Society was pushing
that's
them
all
in
they
that
had.
direction.
Yeah,
They're just like, well, you definitely aren't straight, so we're going to go push you in that other direction and try to
yeah,
box you in under the G. And then people were like, wait a minute, that's still not me. Like,
right.
that's not who I am, and that's not who I'm supposed to be. And so, but my thing has always been just live and let live. Like,
Yeah, leave
why did
people
we have
alone.
to, understand? So I don't understand your experience. Does that mean I can't respect you and allow you to have the same freedoms that I do
Well,
without, treating you like
yeah,
shit?
I don't understand how anybody that is a part of the LGBTQ plus affects any straight person's life to start with.
Yes, Matash. They're
If
just saying this pick me attitude,
I mean, seriously, if you swept your front doorstep and followed the words of Galatians in your Bible, it says, mind your own business.
Mhm.
I don't
Right.
understand it. I don't understand how somebody living their life has anything to do with you.
Right. Especially like say it's not a person who I've become a public person unexpectedly. I never expected to have a single follower on here. Okay. But
That's
let's
me.
face it, but once you get over 100,000 followers and you start getting recognized in public, then you can pretty much say safely that you are at that point a public person because you're reaching potentially
Yeah.
millions of people that are seeing you, listening to you, and caring about what you say. And so I don't blame people for being curious about me and my life and who I am and my family. And I've shared ad nauseum, about my family and my life and my history. And so, a lot of people know more about my story than I can remember sometimes. Like they know my hometown that I grew up in. They know the name of the first boy that I was with. They know, my husband's name and my children and, my daughter-in-law's name. People just seem to really connect with us. And that's a
And that's
wonderful
the
thing.
beauty of this platform too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
This
beauty
technology is
of
very beneficial in that way.
you're building family that you didn't know you had.
Right.
You know what I'm
But then you're
saying?
going to get people out there who just take one look at you and instantly judge you from the first 3 seconds of your video and have to leave a derogatory comment to hate on you.
Yep. Well, my whole
And
thing is that I can't understand, one thing, especially with me, I know what I am. I know
mhm,
how I sound. I know how I speak. I know how I walk.
yeah,
If you don't like my videos, move the hell on.
right. Yeah,
Just,
that's the thing. They have a compulsion to say something.
yeah,
They
but the
just they
thing
feel like
is,
they
it's
just
like,
have to. Their day is not going to be complete unless they insult you.
but the thing is, they don't realize that every comment, whether it be bad or good, throws an extra penny in somebody else's pocket.
It does, and I am now in the Creator Rewards program again. I wasn't for the longest
I don't
time.
know if I am or not.
But it is a pittance. Let me tell you, it is just not worth it. The time
And
and
like
effort that I put
literally,
into
like
creating
I'll be
content.
honest with you, that darn video that went viral, that last one that you saw about what was going on, I might have made $2 for it, if
Right.
lucky.
Yeah. If I get a million views, I'm lucky if I can get like $200 from a million
Mhm.
views. And $200 is not going to pay the mortgage.
No, it's not.
Yeah. And so people say, "Oh, you're doing this for the money." Um, if I'm doing it for money, I'm doing what I do over on IG because honestly, that's where it's at right now. Like
Right.
that's where I'm
Instagram?
making like up to 4 times more. Yeah. You
I'm
get
on
monetized over
Instagram.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you get monetized over there, it's a whole nother ball game. It
Right.
really
Well,
is.
I know
Because
I'm monetized on Facebook, but
well,
I've
yeah.
only got
Then
I only got one $6 check from them, and that was a year ago.
are you posting stuff, cross posting your Instagrams to it? Because if you
I
do, if you
post,
cross post,
yeah, I post from Instagram to the Book of Face. I do.
yeah, that's what I'm doing, and so far this month has been really really good for me. I made like four
Love
times
you
more
too,
than I
Miss
have
Survivor.
over
But
here.
yeah, we're more focused on building our YouTube channel. That's what
Mhm.
we're more focused on because that's where we want to be at. Hey, Lisa, this is my old classmate, Lisa Griffin. She's went to school with me and everything. Love that girl.
Nice to
Love
meet
her.
you, Lisa.
She knew Jordan before Jordan was
Thank you,
Jordan.
Miss Survivor.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she
That's
knew
sweet.
Jordan before Jordan was Jordan. Yeah,
Yeah.
and but yeah,
There's so many ways that you can monetize. 'Cause a lot of people forget this. Like, but imagine if you have millions of followers and you're working with TikTok Shop, you
mhm.
have the potential to earn an enormous income. Because I mean,
Yeah,
I had
TikTok don't fool with me no more.
yeah, I go through stages where I'll go back and I'll see a few things that I really want and I'll request a sample. And if I get the sample, then I have to make a video about it. But
Yeah, it's like
if it doesn't meet expectations, I'm going to tell you. I'm just going to say, do not
that's
order
why
this
they don't
product.
fool with me no more because like with me anymore because like I am so honest. I'm not gonna have my people who work hard for their money or who's
Yeah.
on a certain income to waste their money on their products when they
Yes.
know I'm not, and
And
then they want
let's
me
just
to.
face it, a lot of that stuff is crap.
And a
It's
lot of
crap.
that, and 99% of that stuff you can get on Timu for pennies on a
Exactly.
dollar.
Yes, because it's all made in you know
And the
where.
same company. Yep.
Right, in the same country. It's all made over there by people who are working their asses
Hmm.
off,
Yep.
mass
Children that.
producing stuff. And remember Chaz when you didn't like the towels? Yes, Jerry Ann, I did. I got these towels. I still got one right here. Actually, I
Let
use
me
it for
see. I
my.
want to see. I had to see
Okay,
that
well, it's
one.
dirty because I'm using it for my dog. Let me switch on my camera, but
It's
I got
okay.
my. I'll have to step off whenever I'm puff puff.
That's fine. We
Did I turn it
understand.
on? Let me see. Oh, camera. There we go. There, I think. Save. There we go. Now I'm back on. Yeah, it's these towels right here. Okay, I
Oh,
let my dog
yeah.
sleeps on my bed, my Shih Tzu, and I let him use these towels. It just doesn't feel good to me.
No,
It's not
I did
absorbent.
get me one of those, and I told him no, I ain't doing that
I'm
because it's
not
crap.
into this.
Yeah,
And it's like smooth on the back.
yeah,
And
I
like
didn't
how's
like
that
it
gonna
either.
I felt wet like when I got out of the
Yeah, and
shower
that's
and I
like
used
I
it.
was rubbing it to my hands, and I was looking at my hands like, why do my hands feel like they wet?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah. And so I made the video and I just said, I don't recommend this product. I just don't.
I
Like,
didn't even do the video of it because I was like, and I told him I'm not doing the video on this. This is crap. This is a piece
yeah,
of shit.
well, I'll make a video, but I was like, I had an outfit last year. I did not like that outfit.
Now
Merrick
you
said I
do.
looked like a
I
fucking
will
waiter at
say
a country
that.
club.
Now I will say there are some beautiful outfits that you do, and I've seen them like they're in color, and you look good in like a teal and a blue. Oh, it's so beautiful on you.
Oh, thank you.
Like it's so
I love
beautiful.
clothing. Sorry, I'm touching my mic. I love clothes
I gotta
so
get me
much.
one of those.
Yeah, these are great. This is one of the highest recommended products I have. I haven't sold any because they're like
Oh,
185 freaking dollars, which is crazy.
no, I can't afford
But
that.
but
Sorry.
for free shit, yeah, I'll take it. I'm not going to spend that much money on a product, but like for people
Mhm.
out there who take the content, creation seriously. But I have this other one too. I can't show it to you because then I'll get flagged for something.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's how they
Right. But
work.
the cheaper ones work just as well. Like
Right.
you can get them for 25, $30 and they work just as well. But go to the Zon where
Yeah,
you
I'm
can get
gonna
it
go to the. I
delivered
said when I
quickly.
get some time, I was gonna go
Yeah.
to the Zine and
Yeah.
order them
And
because
that's
I
right.
did get a couple from Temu. Shit, just
I hear
total
you.
shit. It
Yeah.
cracked. It
Oh
makes.
no.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I'm not into that. I don't like cheap shit. If I get something cheap, I'm going to tell you about it. I got a
You see that
charger.
one. That's why like I really got out of the whole trying to get samples, trying to do all of that because I have not gotten the only thing I gotten that I truly loved, and I'll be honest with you, is the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette that I got for free
Uh,
because I did it and I love it.
yeah. See, once in a while, yeah, you will get a product that's just phenomenal. I've never had a problem with any skincare product I've ever received. I've
Mhm.
gotten so much Korean skincare products, and all of those are amazing. But of course, a lot
Mhm.
of them have salmon sperm in them, so you're putting fish sperm on your face, just so you know. I
Why
don't
couldn't
do
you just go to your husband?
right. Yes, give me a facial, honey. It's time for the facial.
Rub me in, rub me in. Yeah, you know what
Right, I'm
I'm
gonna
saying?
wake up so refreshed and stinky.
Yes, I was so down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, good.
Oh yeah. I get a lot of people telling me, "Oh, silly princess, welcome, hello." Thanks for the comment, Jerry, had about my loungewear. I love
Yeah.
loungewear.
Yeah, I love like you
I lounge
also
around
had
a lot.
one like it was a black and it was like a long jacket. I love
Hmm.
that on you. It was so beautiful. I'm like, I wanted to say, get off your butt and go over there and try out for modeling. It is so beautiful on you.
Oh, dang, I have to suck it all in. I wear shapewear. That was another one, one of my big shops that oh, thank you, lady Vanessa. I love
Don't we
you.
all wear some type of
Oh,
shapewear?
right. At
Tummy
our age, we
tuckers.
better be, because like that shit,
I
everything's
got
going
one. Look,
south, you
look,
know?
I got one over here now that is like I haven't worn yet because I haven't been brave enough.
Mhm.
But I know it's probably gonna cave a few ribs. But I'm gonna look
Only
fabulous.
you
I'm just
can.
saying. They're just gonna
Yeah.
look fabulous. That's it.
Yeah, and I think it feels good to look good. You know, Merrick's like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, you're filling our closet up with so many clothes. I've got them in storage under the bed. I've got them in every drawer." And he's just like, "Are you ever going to stop?" And I'm like, I don't think so because I just love beautiful clothing.
And there's
Hi,
nothing wrong with
Laura.
that.
Yeah,
There's
it
nothing
feels
wrong with
good to put on something nice and elegant.
that.
I get these suits. Merrick's like, "Where the hell are you going to wear a suit?" And I'm like, "To your funeral eventually, honey."
That's
But for
rude
now, I
for
can have it.
real.
Like
Oh
I
my
can,
God.
if I wanted to do it, for my content, put on a suit. Who knows? Maybe someday I will get invited onto Jimmy Kimmel. I'm gonna need a suit.
Exactly. Look, I'm gonna be your assistant and I'm gonna carry your stuff in, okay? And do your
Honey,
makeup,
yo,
no
you'll be
problem.
invited before I do. Trust me.
No, I
Hi,
doubt it.
Laura.
I doubt it because I got a big mouth and
So do
I
I. I
feel
think that's what scares people off. It's including the queer community. Like, I mean,
yeah.
I don't think anybody in my town when they organize Pride, I don't think they have any idea who I am. People think that TikTok famous is famous. It's not. It's
It's
TikTok
not.
famous.
It's not,
Right.
like just because like me, I have 30,000 on this app. I literally
Mhm.
have 1,000 on Facebook, maybe
Mhm.
15,000, 15,
Yeah,
1,500
it's
over
hard
here.
to get started on
Yeah.
other platforms. I've got like 16,000, I think, on YouTube.
Um,
And, which is pretty small compared to what I have on here, but I've
right.
been focusing, putting all my eggs in one TikTok basket for so long. But I
Right.
just recently stopped doing that,
Well,
but I
see,
didn't.
me, I learned. I heard it from. I don't
So
know if it
mote,
was. I don't know if I got
so
it from
mote.
you or if you told me or if somebody else told me. They said if you want to not lose, if TikTok ever decides to go out, and you want to save your lives and transfer them over to YouTube so you don't lose everything you have. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's what I do. So much, oh much, man.
Showing off my Nefertiti.
I
People are always
love that
asking me like
though.
why I'm
Like
so fascinated with Nefertiti. I really need to get it redone because it's so faded. But I just love Nefertiti. Oh my God, is it storming out there? Shit,
probably.
it is. It's raining outside right now.
Probably. But yeah, we got rain yesterday. Really hard rain yesterday.
We
So
did
yeah,
too for
you
the
probably.
last 3 days.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
been pretty rainy. I forgot I left my zinnias out and they're going to be flopping again probably.
right. Oh, by the way, y'all need all of y'all to tap that screen
Thanks, Heather.
and
Yes, thank you
let's
everybody for
make
tapping. I really appreciate it.
and
I don't
make
know where
sure
we're
that
at as far as
we
like,
love pops and everything.
yeah.
Show the love for him. And make sure the more we get, the more chances he'll come back eventually. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
I'll be back. I'll be back. I love talking to you. We always
I
have
love
fun.
talking to you too, because like we
This is
were in
my
the
second
same like
time, but I won't wait so long.
you know what I'm saying? Well, I understood because like there was a lot of shit you were going through. Really was a lot. And
It's been rough. People
and the
think,
thing is that like I wanted like I didn't know how to approach the subject
mhm,
because like I knew what had happened that was went a little too far.
mhm,
And it was more of a shark attack versus
mhm.
anything, and I didn't really know how to address it.
Right. If
But
I tell you that somebody that I think that another content creator is dangerous, if I manage to convince you that that's true, especially when it's not, but even if it was, it doesn't matter. If I'm on here and I'm encouraging you to believe that I'm scared to go to Walmart because Chaz might be behind me, when Chaz hasn't been back to Alabama since Pride. Chaz doesn't have any plans on ever going back to Alabama.
but
So
it
how the
would
fuck am
seem
I ever
like
going to end up
that
behind your ass? That's the last place I'd want to
but it
be.
seems like that creator is more obsessed with you than you are of them.
And that's what a lot of people don't understand because they see
Uh,
my videos and they think I must be talking about this all the time. No, your algorithm is set to show you more of what you watched and
what
you
you want to
liked,
see?
or
Yeah,
you watched. If you
exactly.
watched it long enough, it's really watch time. You watch the whole 3 minutes, you're gonna come back and see the next part and the next
Right.
part, regardless of the fact that I have over 8,000 videos and less than 0.10% of it is actually about
Yeah,
that
exactly.
person. But what they don't see behind the scenes is all these small creators who are friends with her in her inner circle, specifically LGBT people that she tokenizes and weaponizes against me. And so every time you see a video that I'm making, it's in response to a smaller creator that she has sent after me because she can't, admit to the allegations that I've made, which are not of any crime. I've never alleged a crime against her.
Right.
I've never spoken the
I've
name
never
of
like
her son ever.
I've
I've never
never
said anything bad about that young man.
I've never heard you say anything about a crime or anything like that. And I've been, like I said, been watching your videos for 3 years, and yeah, I think, but I also know that her people like to egg you on,
They do. They will come into my
and they like to
lives.
push your buttons, and
They'll
I've
harass
noticed that
me.
with
They'll
you.
make lives about
And
me. Yeah,
and
and
I
I'm and
noticed
I'm
that with
responding to
you.
them. Sorry.
If you're new here, come on in. Let's enjoy this chat. We got a few more minutes
Hey,
because I don't
Crystal.
want to keep Pops on very long. You know what I'm saying? Me and him are
Yeah.
getting older, and it's getting close to our bedtime. Just so you know. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Heather. Thank you.
Uh,
Um, yeah,
but yeah,
I can talk about it to a certain extent because there's so many misconceptions out there.
yeah,
Just because
and
she
I know
just
you
now made
already
a
bring
video
it
after
up.
3 years doesn't mean that her assistant Lissa didn't make 7 videos about it last year.
Right. But
Making a lot of the
like I
same
said,
false allegations.
once again, I'm sorry to bring it up. I wasn't planning on to it. It just happened, and I don't know.
You can
I'm
ask me
so.
anything, and anybody can ask me anything. I'm an open book. I never lie. I've never accused
They
her of any
are
criminal
God's
activity.
child. They are, darling.
Thank you,
They
Hannah.
are. They are
I've said she
really,
has
really
maybe
good.
criminal
No,
adjacent, which means because she has platformed so many people who turned out to be criminals, like Amy
right.
Downs of Athens, uh, Alabama, who is now charged with wire fraud for a $1 million charity scam that she was
Yeah, I saw
running.
that. I saw that. And
Right.
the bad thing about it is that, oh, she's not really spoke too much about that one.
Right. And don't you think that her followers who, followed her advice and went and followed Amy need to
Mm-hmm.
know that they may have a claim on this, money
Yep. Not one
that
time
Amy
has
is
she
probably going
said
to have
any
to pay
much
back.
about that. But she
Yeah.
wants to bring up stuff that happened to you. But what about facts
Right.
or how the woman was?
If I take my platform with 1.2 million followers and I send you over to another content creator and I highly recommend them and I'm praising them and they're my bestie and we're going on vacation together and we're going to the casino and the fake
Yep.
Cheer Choice Awards show together. And I would feel a sense of responsibility if
I
you
would have
lost
too.
money
Like I would
thinking
have
you were
too.
sending it to a DV victim
Yeah,
and you weren't.
I would have felt guilty. Like I don't know. I wouldn't have been able to sleep at night if I conned people out of money.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
it
I
would
mean,
not be
I get upset
easy.
because TikTok lets people impersonate me all the time. And I'll make a video from time to time and I'll just say, listen, I've got all these, there's like 20 people out here with my screen name using my
Hmm.
picture, posting my videos. They're not me. I have a blue check mark. This is the only account that I have.
Right.
And I'm, you're not going to be friends with these people. Don't let them
Right.
message you and ask you for money for any
Right.
charity because I don't have a GoFundMe. I had a GoFundMe, which is now being weaponized against me as well. But that GoFundMe was for my son and his wife and his children. And every
Right.
penny that was raised is in an account
Well,
specifically
it was.
designated for their needs.
I will say that
And it worked well.
with that, that's a little different because
Yeah.
that was. I look at it as being a dire situation.
It was. They were in
You know what
a
I'm
very
saying?
bad place. My
Exactly.
daughter-in-law had cancer and she had to have
Hmm.
cancer surgery and she has, her body has been off ever since.
Hmm.
And she is a full-time student, a full-time mom. My son has worked as hard as he can, but whenever there's a medical problem, he has to be home from work and
Right.
that affects their
And that
income.
costs
So
money. That
yeah,
costs
so
money.
they were sacrificing by paying low rent in a very bad neighborhood
Yeah.
with very bad neighbors right next to the street. There were pew pews going off all the time. I just needed to get them out of there and closer to me because they were over an hour away. And so I asked my followers, would you just, put a
Right.
dollar towards this? And so many did.
Right.
And, there's a lot of numbers floating around. It turned out to be about 57K. I had, I had set a date, January 1st, whether no matter how much we raised on January 1st, I was going to stop this GoFundMe.
Right.
My goal is not to take more than I need. It is not to
Right.
continue being the GoFundMe creator on TikTok. That's not me.
Right.
I was not begging. I was simply asking people who had the ability to, yes, they had that horrible, crazy neighbor. Wanda knows. Wanda Darby's been following me for a while, and she's like watched
Oh,
this whole
Mama,
situation
Mama
unfold.
Wanda is my best friend. I love that woman. I love
Love
her.
Wanda. And
Love her.
so, what we did is we got my family into a rental house, and it's comfortable and cozy. It's not fancy or elaborate, but it's something that we could afford to pay the rent on for up to 4 years.
Well, that's good. That
And
got them out of the situation they were in, and that's all that mattered.
yeah,
I know
and
you
they're
was looking.
safe.
I knew you were looking at a house. I think that was across the street from you.
Right. We were hoping that they would be able to that we might be able to buy the house across the street, which that could have cost up to $250,000. Um, and we would have done that if that had been, if it had been a
Right.
possibility. But for a couple of reasons, it didn't happen. One, I had no expectations when I started the fund, so I didn't know
You
how
didn't
much
know
we would
what
be
was
able
going
to
to happen.
raise.
Right.
If I had continued, yes, eventually, within a year, I would have been able to do that. But
Right.
I felt like we've raised enough money. I'm not going to ask anybody else for anything because most of my followers had by that point already seen it, and the
Right.
ones who wanted to contribute did. And there was nobody asked for a refund. It was just basic. But I think there was one person who asked for a refund, and they got it back.
Right.
Maybe they needed their money. I don't know why they did it, but it doesn't really matter because every penny that I raised was used for the purpose and that I had, and I didn't reach my actual goal before I cut it off.
Right.
But the problem with that other person, who's out there who had that big giant GoFundMe, she was paying for a service, and that service is like $15,000. So if you're going to scrutinize somebody's GoFundMe, then let it be the person who grifted by taking more than they needed. Because if she needed to raise $15,000, why didn't she stop it at 15,000 instead of going all the way up to two
Exactly.
hundred and eighty
Exactly.
thousand dollars?
Yeah. Why
And
would
people say
no?
those people gave that money of their own free will. Well, that's fine and dandy, but then why did you keep pushing up the goal? And what makes you think that you're worthy of it? Aren't you just cashing in on your grief at that point? And that's
Exactly.
why I call
Yeah.
it the grief grief.
Because you're exactly right. She cashed in on a grief,
Yeah.
and I don't approve of that because I know eventually karma's going to come back around and bite her in the ass, and it is. Um, I don't know. I mean, I feel bad for her. I have sympathy for her when it came to her son,
Mhm.
but at the same time, knowing what I know and how things happen,
Mhm.
can you really have sympathy though?
Mhm. Mhm. Especially now with these allegations against me,
Mm,
these very public allegations that have reached at
thank you,
least
little
3.5
bit.
million views. That is weaponizing her following and then playing the victim that like she's in danger because of me, a person who is not known for ever
Uh huh.
being dangerous to anybody. Like what? That's just those two things have sent people after me, and people who are mentally unstable,
Right.
and who believe the bullshit that they hear on the channel from the fake person
Right.
who's
Yeah, but
saying
I'm one of the firm believers that I don't think anybody should be murdered for their actions.
right. Yeah, absolutely,
But
100%.
but the situation of her son, and I'm not talking bad about the boy. I'm sure he was a really nice person. I didn't know him, but with the rugs in it involved,
Mhm.
and the rugs and all that stuff,
Yeah, that's a dangerous life.
that's a very dangerous life. You knew it was going to happen
Mhm.
eventually.
Right.
You know
It
what I'm
is
saying?
definitely a dangerous life. And, I raised my own children. My husband has never lost custody of our
Right.
children. And our children were never exploited in any
Uh-huh.
way. And that's the key thing to remember is like, I looked up the definition of the word trafficking, and it involves exploiting a human being. My children were never exploited. My children were only ever cared for. And people say fraudulent,
But
there
my
was
whole
nothing
thing,
fraudulent about it. Every caseworker knew that I lived in that house. I had been background
right,
checked, and they knew that we were a couple. It's just that back in the 90s, couples could not adopt together.
right.
And so I didn't get to adopt, I mean, and my only regret is that I was never able to actually co-adopt the kids.
Mhm.
My goal was to, when they became adults over 18, I wanted them to choose for me to adopt them, to say, you have been the best dad for 18 years. I'm an adult and I am going to sign papers for you to adopt me. Well,
Right.
when my son Anthony turned 18 years old, he joined the army and he got married. And I was like, well, I
Well,
guess that's not going to happen.
that's
So
not
I've
gonna
never
happen. Yeah.
really had legal rights, over the children. I've just had the trust in my husband that we would stay together because we've loved each other so much and have been through so much. And we did, and we stood the test of time. It's going to be 34 years, our next anniversary, in October. So,
That's
I
awesome.
never exploited anybody. My children were never harmed by anything, related to my husband and me adopting them. And everything was perfectly legal. Thank you, Lady Vanessa. So for someone to accuse us of a heinous federal crime like trafficking, and it's one thing to come at me, but to come at my 74-year-old husband who has health issues
Exactly.
and to make such a blatantly false
Exactly.
allegation is just cruel. And that again is, it's manipulating her followers, it's weaponizing her followers, and then to turn around and put a gay man in that video and have him say that we trafficked, and for her to say that everything he says is true because he can speak better than I can. Yeah, they both
Right.
may end up eating those words,
Right.
because those words are forever permanently in my iCloud, and those videos are copied.
Right.
And at this point, I'm copying every other video that gets put out there by anybody,
Right.
and it's all in a part of a big file.
I don't blame you because, like,
Hey, Tweety,
anybody that knew
thanks,
you,
RH.
like I said, anybody that knows you, know if they really truly know you, like I know you,
Hmm.
they know that that shit was wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
And truthfully, I feel like the other one should either be fined really badly or be in jail for spreading false
absolutely,
information.
right.
And that's how I see things because, like I said, it's one thing to just talk about somebody, like talking about me, but it's another thing that brings people's children into it.
Right. Like she showed a message from my son from 2023 before she threw me under the bus and unfriended me on TikTok for her own profit and gain. And to save her ass from the abolish adoption people who she thought was crazy. And I've shown receipts of that too. I've heard she called them crazy. Okay. And now she's like, oh no, Chaz was so disrespectful to those adoptees. I have thousands of adoptees who follow me. If you read through my comment sections about, especially any of my videos about adoption, so many
Right.
adoptees reach out to me in comments every single day, and they tell me about their experiences. Some were good, some were bad. I'll listen to anybody and all about their adoptive experience because I never was adopted, and that's not something that I can only learn from them.
Right.
The people that I had problems with were the people who, called me a trafficker. People
Right.
who said that I bought a baby. How did I buy a baby? My husband fostered these children. Foster care is subsidized by the state. They paid money to help take care of these children. It was subsidized.
Well,
And the adoptions cost nothing. Who bought a baby? And
number one is even if you had bought a baby, you wouldn't be able to keep the baby because that's illegal in America.
well, it should be, but adoptees have taught me some things about private adoption. There are some very unscrupulous private adoption agencies
Well, I
that
didn't know that
that
part.
are borderline trafficking.
Well, I didn't know
There are, and I didn't realize the extent of it, but it's like a multi-billion-dollar industry.
that.
Because people want that perfect baby, and they
Right.
don't they'll go to Russia or China, and and this can
Well, I
cost a
knew
lot
it
of money.
happened. I knew it happened overseas, but I'm talking about on American soil Because I knew for a fact that you and your husband didn't go overseas to try to do something like that.
Right, not
You
at
know
all.
what I'm
Like,
saying?
yeah, we had the option. Of course, my husband was a man of means, and you know, he was a very successful person, and he lived in a condo on Lakeshore Drive, a three-bedroom condominium. It wasn't that he didn't have the resources to hire a surrogate or to adopt internationally, and Lord knows those things would have been a lot easier. But you know, we wanted to help a child who was already in need. We didn't want to bring another
Yeah.
child into this world, and we didn't want to spend their entire college fund,
Trying to get a
you know,
child.
just to get them right. Like, so we thought, you know, the best thing to do is to go through foster care, and we were open to any child. We would have taken a child with any disability, any
Yeah.
gender, any race. Like, none of those things mattered. Any age. We could have
Yeah.
if we could have taken in their 15-year-old mother at the time, we would have. But that wasn't an option because she was on the run.
Right. Y'all tap
But
that screen now. Come on. Don't let us
yeah,
down. Tap that screen, darlings.
thank you, Rock Watts. Chaz, I think it comes down to that she is jealous of you and your family a little bit.
And
I mean, that's a possibility. I think she just doesn't like, because, you know, she loves to call me a narcissist, but she is the classic narcissist.
well, I will say that I watched, I know throughout my 3 years of being here, I have watched several of her videos, and I'm like, what?
Hmm.
We know who this narcissist is here, and I'm not trying to be funny because I got family that acts just like you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I have an older sister that reminds me a lot of her too. She puts on this really good first impression,
Yeah.
but once you start getting past that, you start to see all the bullshit under the mask. You know, like the whole, you know, and I'm going to sit with you. Have you ate yet? Please don't act like you give a shit about those strangers on
No,
the other end of that
you don't.
screen
She
when you're
does.
just on
She
here
does.
to earn a living and try to gain some notoriety for yourself. Like, you know, like if you're talking to one person directly, but it's like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. He wasn't talking to you. He was talking to everybody.
Everybody.
And his whole shtick was that it was, you know, it felt personal, and you know, and it's easy to do that. But you know, whenever I've seen her step into the fourth dimension, and she's not the same person. She's
Right.
not the same person. I've got, you know, audio that she sent me, like
Hello,
cussing and
yes.
wishing unaliving upon people,
Oh yeah, I've
LGBT
seen things
people that
like that.
she encouraged me
I've
to
seen
go
things.
after.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen. How do I put this?
Really, Kirsten.
Uh,
Hi, Jane.
Unreputable behavior from her.
Yeah.
And when
Yeah.
I say unreputable, I mean she needs help. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
I
saying?
have heard from so many people. Yeah.
She needs to go, and I'm not talking bad about her. Hey Jane, hey, but my thing is that everybody needs help. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I can't decipher if it's she's greedy or jealous or both.
Definitely greed. I mean, I definitely see greed. I see opportunism, you know, where I was in you know, of quickly growing my channel when she encountered me, she would, you know, love bomb my videos with comments. And of course, I was just like, oh my God, you know, she's got all these followers. And I think at the time it was like over 13 million followers. And I was like, you know, this is no, actually, maybe 10 million because she's been growing and growing. You know, the
Right.
more she milks her grief, the more she grows. You know, every time she says "baby child," I hear cha-ching. You know, like yes, milk that grief, girl, milk it. And you know, I just like I never I should have caught on from the beginning that she was coming on strong. You know, and then I get this invitation to actually meet her in person at this you know, pride event, and I did not know anybody in Alabama or anybody connected to that pride event, but yet she name dropped all of them in her little 35-minute diatribe. And so I immediately became suspicious because there was nobody under that TikTok tent who she didn't like. So obviously that, you know, there was some input. And even in her 35-minute video, she says, I never told anybody to invite him. And she said, well, I might have told them, well, Chaz is a really nice guy. You know, like how in the hell out of the blue and for the first time in my life and the only time since, does Alabama know that I exist? And would they want me to come and
Hell,
be there for
Alabama,
them?
I live in Mississippi, and they don't know I exist.
Right? Like,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
so there's this false, sense of like, oh no, I didn't decide. Like she's going to stand under that tent with somebody. Would like she would stand under that tent with me today. Okay, the same way that she would tell them don't invite Chaz now, and then she could have and admitted that she may have said something about it. Just
Yeah,
she just don't remember. She don't remember a lot of shit. She don't remember Amy Downs. She don't remember Elizabeth Teckenbrock,
yeah, because
the,
that
the people
literally,
getting
like, I
charged with
have
wire
not,
fraud.
like I said, not one time has she said anything about any of those.
Right. Or
And she's
about
like,
Donald Trump and about the
but
way
did
that
she get
trans people's rights
canceled
are getting
for?
taken away. The way
Didn't she
that,
get? Did she
yeah.
get canceled for one time for some shit that she did?
Right. That was the biggest mistake I think that she's ever made up until now. And it was very costly for her because she ended up losing almost 1 million followers because
Yeah.
she was complaining that the FEMA response was too slow and that people during Hurricane Helene were not getting what they needed, and that like their little $700 check to get them food wasn't going to be enough, and they need people out there. Ain't you mad? Ain't you mad?
Yeah, I know she got canceled. Like I
Yeah,
knew it
and a
was
lot of
coming
people
from it.
read that the way that it came off, which
Yeah.
was like Biden sucks. This administration sucks. They're not doing enough. They don't care about people. And we had been hearing that shit on a loop from MAGA, for a year before that she
Mhm.
said it. So now here she is chiming into that with
Mhm.
Officer Udy, and then she was friends with that guy Austin from AFF, which was like this a right wing guy who was getting people canceled left and
Yep.
right. Like
Yep.
she was friends with him, and he had over 1 million followers, and he was hating on Democrats, and she sent him after this non-binary person creator that she hated. And he was going to come after me, and I was just like, "Bring it, bitch, bring it." He ended
He
up
don't realize
getting
that we
kicked off.
survived the '90s. He did that
Right,
shit.
right. I can take on any Trumpy who wants to. You think I get on here and I trash that orange turd almost every day,
Mhm.
and like that I'm going to be scared. One guy said, "Oh, I'm going to bring my dog over there to eat you." I said, "Bring him on, bitch, honey. You could both leave in a bag."
We're talking about they're asking who we're talking about. We're talking about a big creator.
Um, do you for you to come after her, Angela? Yes, I have seen that person that she looks like sandpaper with eyes. I know who you're talking about. And I don't address her directly because I'm not going to tag her in my videos, but I did make a video response to all of these little haters with their smaller
Are y'all talking
platforms who
about the
think that they
woman
could get
that
mad.
looks like her makeup was done in the 1970s and it still
Yes,
stays there?
right, that thing.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
who you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
right.
She the one that look like she's had the same makeup on since the 1970s.
Right,
That,
like she slept in it, and
uh-huh.
yeah,
I know
right,
who you're
yeah,
talking about. I definitely know who
and
you're
right,
talking about. Yep.
right,
Because I saw that video. I saw that one.
yeah. But there's so many misconceptions about me, and she has an assistant. She has all these, this inner circle of LGBT friends, and it looks better when they attack me, but
Yeah,
they're
because it
doing
don't
it
look like
for
no her.
her. Yeah. So if she says she hasn't talked about me in 3 years. She doesn't have to. She's instructed her friends to do it the
And
way that she used to
I
encourage me
noticed
to
that.
do the
Like
same.
I noticed that she does not do it herself. She puts her
Right. Yeah. And
friend,
the only reason she did it this time is just because her views are so low and she's become so
and she
irrelevant.
needed the attention, kind of like
Right.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Right. If she's not getting the creator fund, then she needs to increase her TikTok shop sales or
Right.
something, because I have checked on there and I've seen her views and they were like minuscule. I spoke to her agent one time. She has an agent in the UK. And because I was thinking about having representation once I, got over 500,000 followers and I got my blue check, I thought,
Mhm.
maybe I could get some brand deals or something. And so I talked to him, and he said that like his clients have to have a minimum of 150K views per video for him to represent them. And she fell off of that mark over a year ago. Like some
Yeah,
of
I
her
saw
videos are
that.
just like 25,000, and the TikTok shop videos might even break 12, 13,000. Like that is nothing for her. I don't know why she's still doing it. Maybe she has a like some kind of a special deal with TikTok or something. I don't
Yeah, because
know
like I
where she
can't
gets paid
understand.
for her content, no matter how shitty it is, and it
Yeah, I
is.
noticed that because, like, even me, I watch, I help watch her, and I'm like, all this money, thank you so much. All this money you're making, and your makeup still looks like it's the cheapest brand you could find. You know what I'm saying? Where is this money going? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I be
There's
paying attention to people's makeup. I'm sorry. I'm stuck on that. Like, I look at
And
people
it's
going,
okay to do that. It's
I
okay. But
don't
we're
know.
talking about a
And it's
couple different
always the
people in here.
ones that are the most, like, it's always the ones that are the most hateful that literally wears 1990 makeup or 1970 makeup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always them, the Karens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how I can
Right.
tell.
So you're still talking about the flaw, right? The
Yeah,
one, yeah, that one. Yeah. Yeah. She looks very dated. And
very.
she looks kind of expired. I got
And
like
I'm
peach
sorry, but
shrivels
if you
up.
got money to do these, you got money to
Yeah.
do this.
Thank you, Miss Dane. Thank you. And that's the thing. Like, people say, "Oh, you're just doing this for views and likes." Like, what the fuck do you think people are on TikTok for? Not to get viewed, not to get liked.
Exactly,
I mean, like
exactly.
the people are on here to get views and likes. Everybody is like, but that's just the most like crappy thing you can say. But when you say, somebody's doing it for profit, like if they're milking their grief for profit, like that was just 280K in GoFundMe that she raised from her grief. Then there was Cash App. There was another app where people could donate her food, and that went up to like 50K or something, from what I understand,
Jesus.
allegedly. So, and that's the thing. But I've never accused her of a crime. That's not a crime. You can take as much money from
Thank you
GoFundMe
so
as you
much.
want.
So how are you? I'm Llama Mama. I get confused that your first name is SOV. I'm sorry, Llama Mama. Thank you so much, darling. But yeah, it really just, yeah. I don't know why people haven't seen through her yet.
Hmm.
I saw through her the first like three videos. You know what I'm saying? I saw it, and I don't understand how
Yeah.
people aren't seeing it.
I lacked your instincts, and I let my guard down. But when she is your friend, like we're talking, we're calling, we're texting or whatever, and she's always, oh, I got your back, and she name dropped me. Some people said I name dropped her, not nearly as much as she did me. She came on my
Right.
live one time for a whole 90 minutes. She made a video right after, laughing about what how we were joking around about the
Right.
green stuff. And she made another couple of videos telling people, this is my best or my good friend Chaz. I love him, so don't you mess with him. But then when it came down to really defending me, as I had for her so many times, against people who were accusing me of trafficking back then, small creators, and a lot of them from the LGBT community as well, like, which
Right.
really shocked me. Like, why the fuck are you cannibalizing me, you idiot? I mean, what? So gay people weren't supposed to be able to adopt back in the 90s? Like, do you hear yourself? Like, if it wasn't for people like me and this lady's right here next to me, these fucking young punks wouldn't even have any goddamn equality today. We made that shit possible, and they're going to go and
We
say that
walked them roads.
because my husband adopted a child, because and I couldn't, but we raised those children together, who are now perfectly happy and have never been exploited. Somehow I'm a trafficker. Like, that is just the
Well,
wildest
it would be the same.
accusation.
Like I guess is also the same as certain groups
Hmm.
referring to the LGBTQ plus people as child p words when
Right.
99.9% of us would fight for a child most more than anything.
Right. And
You know
and
what I'm
have
saying?
so for other people's children.
Yeah.
In my a couple of recent videos I just posted about, because there's one of her friends, somebody who's as big as Alaska and twice as cold. This little rug munching fucking c word had the nerve to make a video questioning my friendship with this young man named Kyle. Thank you for that. Who was 19 when I met him on MySpace in 2008. I was a radio DJ. I had this, like, radio show, so I wanted to stream it on MySpace, and I ended up meeting Kyle, who was 19 years old and who had just escaped his home with his abusive parents, who literally beat him to the point where he wanted to leave this world.
That's
And he
sad.
was living with his grandmother, and he needed a safe person to talk to. And so he reached out to me, and we became friends, and we're still friends to this day. He was 19. He was
Oh,
an adult. But yet this, this little rug muncher is over there trying to act like I groomed him. Oh, you groomed Kyle.
well, my whole
Bitch,
thing
you don't know
too.
nothing about Kyle. So I let Kyle tell it in his own words because back in 2010, he made a whole video praising our friendship and talking about how glad he was that he met this guy named Chazinator who helped him to be able to deal with the trauma that his family inflicted on him.
But now I will bring up something. You mentioned how you felt when with that creator would do a video or a live with you. I totally understand that, but I have always been a tiptoe.
Hmm.
But I remember a time when you yourself got
Hmm.
one of my videos
Hmm.
and did a little thing with it because like I truly like looked at you as being a father. I truly did.
Oh
Father of
yeah.
TikTok, my father, my pops.
I think I
And
did
I
a duet
remember,
with you. You made
huh?
me cry. That video made me cry.
It's just
That
you.
was so sweet.
I was in such like I will tell you the truth with me. My
Thank you,
first
Breezy.
10,000, I was having the hardest time because people were calling me ugly. They were calling me names.
Oh, it
It was
takes some
taking
getting
a
used
toll
to.
on me. And I
You got to have a
wasn't
thick
used
skin.
to I wasn't used to being attacked at one time by 5,000 people. You know what I'm saying? I can deal with one or two and I'm strong and I can hit hard and I can clap back. But when it's
Mhm.
like three to 400 a day, every time. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, RH Factor. But back in those days, I wasn't as pretty as I am now. Let me go ahead and say that. I'm cute now, okay? I'm cute. I upgraded.
You're
I
gorgeous.
upgraded.
You're
I
gorgeous.
upgraded. I upgraded, okay?
Hmm.
But I had a hard time.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I bet. I did too. For me, I didn't get that many cruel comments, but when I did, they were cruel. Like somebody said, "Oh, I'm so glad that your brother's gone." I'm just
yeah,
like,
I got,
"Oh, you want to reach through the screen and just, shake the shit out of somebody who says something
right.
that cruel. Like,
Well, I got people that would tell me I should unalive myself, that I didn't belong in,
oh my
on
God.
earth, that
Well,
I
when I
was,
told the story about getting molested when I was 12 years old, I had people commenting, well, you kept going back. Well, you wanted it, you liked it. And I'm just like, are you on the fucking Epstein list? Who
but at
are
the same
you?
time,
Why
like
would you
me,
defend that? I was 12.
I was like, I started being listed at like 6, 7 years old, but it became so common that's all I knew for a while.
Yeah, and
All I ever did things for people.
I enjoyed certain aspects of it because
Uh,
it was like it was attention. Here I'm 12 years old. My family never
right.
showed me any attention. Nobody. Oh, thank you so much, Breezy.
Mhm.
My family didn't show me the love and
Hey,
attention,
Breezy.
and so and the man didn't penetrate me, so it wasn't like I was bleeding or
Right.
like in
Well,
horrific pain.
I was
Oh my God, were
penetrated.
you?
I was.
See that, and that's where I have survivor's guilt for people like you who experience far much more the trauma and
Yeah, I
pain.
was.
For me, it was traumatic, but I was able to live with it and somehow justify it in my mind that it was my fault because I was 12 years old and because I
Yeah,
was able to get it up. When he
right.
went down. But the older I got, and I had kids, and I saw my children, at that age 12 is such a tender age,
Yeah, it's a
such a
tender age.
pivotal
Yeah.
moment in their life when they're going through adolescence and puberty. And I realized, like, my God, this man, he fucked me up. Like, he's the
Yeah.
reason I became an escort. He's the reason that I was so, found promiscuity so easy. It was so easy to be promiscuous because I had been groomed into this.
Yeah.
And this was a man by, all outward appearances would be considered a straight man, you know.
See, with me, it was straight men.
Love you too, Jay Duncan.
It was straight men.
Yes, yes. And that
But
makes it even worse, I
I was
think,
the
because they can
feminine
be,
one. So they saw me as a
brutal.
girl.
Yeah.
So it was straight men for me.
Hmm.
Grown 17, 18-year olds.
Like it is for so many women, and that's
Yeah.
why they choose the bear.
Yeah.
And I understand that, and I've never argued against anybody who chooses the bear
Right.
because I fucking choose the bear too. If I had the
And
option, like
but like
you're on
like
a hike. don't go near the man. You know, like
Hmm.
it's the men
Yeah,
just
but the
can't be
thing is
trusted.
that how do you not go near the man when you ride in the same school buses as they are?
Hey, Anthony, I love you too. My son Anthony's in the chat.
Hey, Ed, how
But
are you,
I'm
Anthony?
sorry I didn't take your call, baby. Are you home yet? Did you manage to get home yet?
Oh,
I love you too.
we love Anthony. He's a
Yeah, he's been on
sweetheart.
the road all week, just working.
Oh, poor baby.
Yeah, I Lyric came over this morning. I got to kiss my grandbabies and love on them. It was so sweet.
Oh, I bet you they're
This,
beautiful too. I
this,
haven't seen them in a while, so yeah, I'll
uh,
be keeping up with them. But like I was saying, like when I was going through that dark time is when I noticed you and I made that video because like you brought me through that of 300 and 400 messages a day of people telling me to unalive myself. It was like so wonderful that you took that video because I was like, when I saw that video, I was like, fuck you bitches. Chaz saw me. He didn't see y'all. Ha ha.
oh,
You know what I'm
man, you're giving me way too
saying?
much credit.
And it was the best moment of my life, of my existence on TikTok. It was like, and that's the way I was. I'm like, I would tell him, "Fuck you, Chaz saw me. He didn't see you. Ha ha. Who are you? You ain't nobody." You know what I'm saying? I got smart mouth real quick.
You lift me up, and if I can give you that back, and that then that's a mutual thing, and that's what real friendship is. I think that's
Yeah,
the
and that's
foundation
like,
of a real friendship. Is we're there for each other.
and that's
I
one
know
thing
that you're
about
just a
me is
message away if I need someone to talk to.
I like it. I'm right here. Like you have my personal cell phone. I'll give you my address, whatever you need to find me. I don't care. But I'm not one of those friends that is going to smile to your face and not defend you behind your back. I'm not. If that's my whole thing is that if you're looking for somebody like this other creator that did you that way, I'm not her.
Right.
Because I will duel to the death,
Yeah.
and that's the truth.
Yeah, that betrayal hit me on a level that I wasn't expecting, and
Yeah.
of course who's going to suspect that the person that you were just texting this morning, trying to explain to, because she woke me up that morning that she had unfriended me on video
Hmm.
with just loaded me up with all these texts. What's going on? What did you say? What did you do? I'm just like, who the fuck do you think you are,
Right.
bitch? I don't fucking answer to you. You
Right.
know, but you and your reputation and your shitty fake ass channel, like who the fuck you think you are, waking my ass up with this bullshit? It just pissed me off, but I kept my cool, and I just explained to her, I was just like, these are the same people that have been attacking me, the same people that you called crazy, the same people that you said, like you question what their motive is when they don't want children to be adopted by anybody. And I was just like, like, why can't you see that? Because she was friends with one of them, this
Right.
guy named Carlos, who had falsified his entire life story and was
Hmm.
selling it on TikTok to make it sound like he was, much more victimized than he was.
Hmm.
Lied about so many things. I called him out, and I have a video on the TubeU. It's like a 10-minute documentary about him, that
Hmm.
guy. So I've handled him. I put his ass in his place, and I'm the last person that he wants to talk shit about because I can always expose him again any day. I can repost that video anytime I want. I went into an in-depth investigation to expose him for who he is. But she was friends with him, and she was scared of the abolished adoption people. She has this friend named Jason who adopted a little African American child, and
Hmm.
they came after him because they think interracial adoption is wrong. They don't think gay people should be adopting. They don't think anybody should. And so he told her, don't mess with those abolished adoption people. They're going to get you canceled. They're going to blackmail you. Just steer clear of them. And
Hmm.
so I think that's when she made up in her mind, well, I'm going to have to publicly denounce Chaz. The
Right.
problem is she didn't bother telling me that. I was on the phone
And
with my
that was
friend
like
Shenanigans.
that was the point of the video I released. You know, she says she's grown and that we should act grown, but yet did she act grown?
No, I'm
And my whole
scrolling
thing,
through,
and
and
my whole
there's this
thing is,
video where she's telling the world, I'm not going to be friends with Chaz anymore.
but my
I was
whole
like,
thing
and
is
you
that,
couldn't tell me before.
but my whole thing is that like how hard if you're grown, you call that person and say, hey, it's just not working out. Let's not like
Oh, yeah,
degrade each other. Let's just end this on peaceful notes, and you go your way and I go mine.
right. And we could have, like, it could have been handled. It still could to this day. Like, before she made that video, she could have called me up and she could have said, Like, you know, I do feel bad that I sent so many
Right.
of my followers over to Amy Downs and Tech
Right.
and Elizabeth Teckenbrock, and I am sorry that I made that video without you know, coming to you first and explaining to you that, guess what, I'm going to tell millions of people that I'm not going to be friends with you anymore, but I'm going to leave a dark
Exactly.
cloud over you. I'm not going to say why. And she never has said, I say, name one thing I said bad about the adoptee community. Show a video clip. Say one thing. Let's show one thing of me actually like bashing an adoptee. And anybody who didn't come at me, because I don't give a shit if you're a adoptee. I don't care what your race is, what your gender is. You call me a trafficker, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna
Right. Like,
address
but
that shit and call
exactly.
you out
That's
on
your
it.
kids, dude. You know, my whole thing with the kids are you're supposed to protect your kids
Yeah.
no matter
Right.
what.
But I'm not allowed to get angry. You know, that's the thing. People are like, oh no,
Uh,
Chaz is so angry. Well, you would be too if somebody accused you of a heinous federal crime that involves exploiting children. You would not be happy.
yeah, I wouldn't be
Trust
happy.
me.
No,
And
I would have
especially when,
been
when
done.
she's
I would
saying it
have
about my
been done.
husband.
I would have been
Thank
done.
you,
So that
Breezy.
lawsuit been
Yeah.
done.
Right, and I am in the court. I'm in the process, and so, like I said, you know, I probably should be careful what I say about it, you know, but it's definitely going to be handled. It is
Yeah, that's all you
absolutely
need to
going to be
say. It's
handled.
going to be handled.
Yeah,
Going to
and
be
I mean,
handled.
I have clear cut evidence that could not be any clearer. Like
Right.
there's not going to be no worming your way out of this shit.
Nope, not
You
this
know,
time.
right? This time somebody is actually going to be held
Exactly.
accountable. Nobody
Exactly.
held her accountable for, you know, promoting criminals. And I'm not. I never said she was a criminal. I never talked shit about her kid. I just think that's the thing that I didn't, and I haven't been making my content all about her. She
Right.
has been making her friends make content all about
All
me.
about you.
And
Exactly.
so I respond, and now you think for the first time in 3 years she's spoken. No, she's been speaking through Lissa. She's been
Exactly.
speaking through Dan and Flossie and AK and all these other fucking peon, you know, tokens that kiss her ass all day long because they want a little piece of that pie.
Yep.
Well, bitch, you ain't
Exactly.
getting none of that pie. Okay,
Exactly.
because she don't give nobody none of her pie. She keeps that shit all to herself.
And I just like it's tough. Like I said, when I very first saw her, like I knew that she wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah.
First three videos, I was like, no,
I mean,
no,
the content is very mundane and it's very scripted and or like, you know, I'm not scripted, but she follows the same thing, you know, pretending to give a shit about people,
you don't, and
you
don't
know.
really care.
Right.
Like,
And she
like
says, oh, she's such a good friend to the recovery community. What about alcoholics who, you know,
yeah,
may be struggling that morning when they wake up and they want that drink so bad, and then they scroll through and here's the only person on TikTok who's allowed to violate the platform guidelines and drink a shot of alcohol in front of your face. That person that you have
you saw
this,
that too. You saw
you
that
know,
too.
yeah,
Because
you're like, you know, that's what influencer means, you know, like if you're sitting there drinking alcohol and you're claiming to be, you know, supportive of you know, this community, why are you tempting somebody to drink? You know, like that just doesn't make any sense to me. You know,
but the thing
I
is, I
support
could
people in
never
that community, you know,
I
but
can't understand how. Cause you like me. If I was to try some of the half the shit she did, I
mhm.
would have been banned a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the more followers you have, the more I think that the app, you know, I admit it, they've let me slide on a lot of shit. I have had so many violations in this last week because she has sent so many of her tots over here by lying and saying that I'm dangerous, by lying and calling me a trafficker. They have come over in droves to report my content, and I have had a few videos get taken down, but they almost always get put back up. I've had comments flagged and everything, and yet I haven't got another strike. I think when you have a certain number of followers, this app treats you a little bit differently, and that's another thing about this app. There's no equality on this app. Everybody should have access to a blue check.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you not verify somebody, especially anybody who's already monetized, you know, and has 10,000 followers? Like, why are you not getting that blue check? You should. Everybody should, except Dan. I don't think he should have one.
Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate your comment for saying that we're both haters. Thank you so much. We
Yeah.
appreciate it. I just love you, Tracy.
Yes, you're just boosting us up there,
And thank
showing
you
your
for
love by
coming
calling us
on.
haters, you know. Yeah, that's what they do. They don't. They have no idea how the internet works. They just can't
Thank
hold
you,
it in. They just
Tracy.
can't, keep their mouths shut. They just got to
Yeah.
pop in here and boost us.
And that's okay. I don't
Right. Go
care.
ahead and keep boosting me,
They can
baby.
kiss if they don't like it, they can kiss my ass and lick the crack while they back there, and that's the way
Right.
it is.
Yeah. The haters ride at dawn. Oh, I'm going to ride at dawn for my mama. You
Boy, you
stupid
can
redneck
ride.
MAGA
Trust
hick.
me, I got something that'll run you right back out that riding out my yard. I
Hi,
promise you.
Birdie. Right. Yeah. Like just to weaponize your platform with lies and never be accountable for anything you've done. Like, never say, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, my followers. I sent you over to a person who took your
Right.
money under false pretenses and now they're going
Yeah.
to prison. I'm so sorry I did that. How hard is that? Only a
I
narcissist would
probably would
not
have,
be
if
able to
that
own
would have
that to
happened
you.
to me, I probably would have just left TikTok.
Hmm.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Gabby. I appreciate you, darling.
And then she says, "Oh, I'm a Democrat." Well, why don't you learn how to act like one? Why don't you
Well,
stand up for the people who are being harmed, and for
right.
and say something about ICE, say something about those Epstein files,
Hey,
you
Birdie.
know, say something about Trump, you know,
Hey,
and
Nene
stop
girl. How
stop
are
just making it
you?
all about TikTok shop and your little commissions.
Right.
Like a real true ally will
Thank you,
not just
Breezy.
sit with you; they will stand up with you. They will stand up for you, and that is just not something I've ever seen her do until, and it just stopped becoming convenient for her. Like it
But see,
just
yeah, I
pandering
don't
to
know.
us no longer was profitable.
Yeah, it's just I just don't understand how you would pick money over people's lives. I just can't. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because the people are gonna always be there. The money will not be. Thank you,
Right.
Pinky. Thank you so much, darling. And that's how I see it. I don't. With what went on with that whole woman that took all the money, she hurt so many people.
Mhm.
And the audacity that nobody even apologized to those people.
Right.
Nobody even did anything to recognize what had happened.
Yeah, over $1 million raised by Elizabeth Teckenbrock, who said she had cancer and she didn't. And there were warnings by her ex-husband, telling people, listen, she's a scammer. She's gotten into so much trouble before. She's been charged. She's, been to jail for these things, whatever. And instead, what did Opie do? She makes a whole video supporting Elizabeth and telling people, that, oh, she's $20,000 behind on her child support. Oh, and that, and so of course people are going to go follow Elizabeth, and they're going to get sucked into this scam, and they're going to send her
Yeah,
money thinking that she's got cancer. And then later we find out that she doesn't have cancer. And
right.
now, how many of her victims who, sent that money are aware that she's even being charged with a crime? Some of them are in other countries. They don't get our local news stories. So how are
Yeah,
they going to find out unless the person who referred those people to
yeah,
Elizabeth comes out and admits and acknowledges and discusses the fact and hopefully apologizes for being either such a bad judge of character or just not giving a shit.
yeah, exactly. See,
You
there's a
know,
that. Well, my whole thing is that I think they both had a hand in that.
right? And that's an opinion. You think that, and that's okay. And I'm
It's
not
just
sure
my
what to
opinion.
think. I think anything is possible. I do find that there do seem to be a whole lot of coincidences because I feel like somebody paid for the hotel rooms when she was
Right,
on vacation with Slot, who also got taken out for $1 million wire fraud
right,
scam. They were friends. She called her bestie. She cooked chocolate biscuits and gravy for her husband,
right.
and they were in Vegas together. And they don't call her slots for nothing. That's probably where most of that $1 million went, was into some slot machine. Ole.
Go
And
ahead.
so thank you. And so like there is that possibility, but I've never accused her of a crime, and I've never said that she was complicit in the crimes that these people have allegedly committed. I have simply said that there seems to be a pattern between Dr. Kinney, the dentist who had the contest with her, and she was sending people that she chose to get their teeth fixed to
Right.
him, from what I understand.
Uh,
And and he abused those people, There was alleged abuse, and there was never any accountability from her saying, you know, I'm a bad judge of character. I should have never sent you to him. I'm sorry that you were abused. You know, show some empathy. You give a shit
Right.
whether, you know, a million people ate their lunch today, but, you know, you don't want to sit down with the person you enabled a criminal to take advantage of. Like, you know, and that was enabling, whether she knew it or not, you know, but I've never accused her of a crime. And that's why her letting Dan on her channel in her content say that my husband and I were traffickers and that we committed
Yeah.
fraud. Like,
But
those are two separate federal crimes that we did not commit, nor can you ever prove that we did, because there's no conviction. There were never any charges of fraud or crime.
right.
Therefore, and this is something that, you know, can't be litigated because it was in the 90s. And it's just homophobic. It's giving, I'm a straight white het woman and I can't attack you. So here's my friend Dan who is gay and he's going to attack you for me. And
Right.
that's what she's always done.
It's
And that's
called
what I've been
bullying.
alleging.
It's called bullying. You're bullying two
Right.
different people. You're bullying one person into going and bully somebody else. You're bullying
Right.
two different people.
Before any of them, before me, there was Charles. There was a person named Charles who she had a disagreement with, because Charles Wrestler had a charity and he wanted her to collaborate with him on this, and she refused. And I guess they got into, you know, a back and forth. And then she started lying and saying that he was threatening her and that she was afraid of him. He never gave off a threatening or dangerous vibe. Okay. But yet she would text me and send me voice messages saying the most horrible things about him and talking about how she called his husband, she called his agent, you know, or she had her attorney call his husband and his agent to try to cancel him and try to get him to lose his representation and everything. And he honestly feels, I shouldn't say he, because I think his I think his pronouns are they them.
Okay.
But you know, and that's my fault. I apologize if that is the case. You know, and I'm not friends with Charles. We don't have anything in common, and I honestly don't really like that person.
Oh, well, there's a lot of people that like that. You know, I look at like people like coffee. Sometimes it's just not the right type of coffee to drink. And so, you know,
right. Yeah. Just not my taste, not my flavor of the week, you know, but I mean, you know, but I now see things much more clearly because once she threw me under the bus, before she did that, I started seeing these patterns, you know, and I started to question, you know, is she really my friend or is she just using me to go after her LGBT enemies?
And that's
And
exactly
then
what
she's just using me because she knows I'm going to say something about Dr. Kinney, even when she won't. And I'm going to go after that, you know, fake Christian Karen who says, you know, who made a video about her that she didn't like. And so like she was just using me. And so I saved those voice recordings that she sent me. And I posted them.
All the people that she had people to go attack, was it because they saw her for what she truly was to start with?
Yes. Yes. They saw through her facade. She showed them the ugly side that they had never seen and that the public doesn't get to see.
Now, my whole thing is,
you can hear it in those recordings. There's one on YouTube.
I have a question. You notice you see all these foods. She says, sit down and eat with me. I got one question. Was it her money she spent on the food or was it somebody else's?
Right. Yeah, because there's a whole lot of, from what I can see, in my opinion, a lot of undisclosed ads on her channel. Every time, and I know this because I've had brand deals, anytime you have a brand deal, you have to disclose that this is an advertisement. And so she was working closely with Top She, which is a brand that does swimsuits and clothing, women's clothing. And there were so many videos where she was showing off this new outfit, you know, from them. And there was nothing on there that said ad. You know, so, and if you're mentioning a brand name and you're showing a product, it's one thing to just be wearing it and you know, I wear my clothes from TikTok Shop all the time but I'm not, there's no link up there and I'm not trying to sell them. It's just me talking about a completely different subject. But if you are talking about a brand, then you have to, label that video as an ad.
Hey, Daryl.
Yeah, and it's a federal crime not to. That is a
Mhm.
federal crime. And I'm not alleging that she has violated that law.
Well,
I'm just saying
that
I
was
suspect.
just my question.
Right,
Did
because
she
there's a
know,
lot of
or
ways to
did somebody
monetize.
else buy it?
Right. The restaurants may pay you to sit down and talk about that. Oh, I just got this food. Now, you may see me eating a Taco Bell or, well, not now, not recently. I don't want that explosive diarrhea. But, KFC, you might see me eating at KFC or Burger King or,
I don't know the way.
Culver's.
Look, we might get
Yeah.
it because of, you know,
It is never compensated. I always pay for my own.
somebody might have some voodoo they put on us from the other side. You know what I'm saying? We might get it anyway. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. But
But either way,
as a content creator who's had brand deals, I recognize the importance of, properly labeling our content as, sponsored.
right.
Yeah.
Somebody said you're wearing a Canadian hat. A Canada.
Oh, I am. Thank you. This came from my friend Maudie.
Yeah.
She sent me a whole box of the coolest stuff this week. She is so sweet. I rarely take gifts from anybody, but we've been friends for a couple of years now, and she likes to send me gifts from Canada. And she sent me this hat. She sent me the Nefertiti shirt that I was wearing. She sent me a couple of hats and a few T-shirts and a bunch of really cool stuff. She is so sweet. One time I made a video about it, unboxing, but this time I didn't get around to that, and she was okay
Right.
because she's not doing it for the publicity.
Yeah, and that's what I love about. I know that
Oh, Carly, thank you.
like a lot of people, they don't care about getting publicity when they send
Thank you,
creators gifts and stuff. Because I've had a few to send me gifts, and they're like, "No, this is just for you. Don't show it. This is just for you." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Like, I mean, if I was getting paid to represent a big corporation like KFC, then you would know it.
Oh, yeah, but that would have to be a check in the mail first.
Oh shit, I'd be bragging about that. I'd be like, "Oh my god, I got this big sponsor." And I had one major international corporation reach out to me and definitely wanted to sponsor me, and I turned them down because it's not a company that I want to work with, and I'm not going to bash them or or say anything. It's just not a company that I wanted, but it would have been incredibly beneficial for me to do it, but it just was not something I felt comfortable doing, and I said no.
Well, you
because
gotta
my public
stand your
image
ground.
does matter.
Yeah, you got to stand your ground no matter what. But anyway, we're gonna have to go ahead and cut this. We've been on here for
Getting
over
late.
2
Yeah, oh my
hours.
God, it's almost 9
And
o'clock. It's probably wondering where the hell I am. Yeah.
and I still gotta get gotta wash my ass. Okay, that's what we gotta wash my ass.
Yeah.
But I just want to say thank you for coming on here
Thank you for letting me come
and you
on.
did sort of tell your story, but it wasn't planning on going that way. It just happened.
Yeah. No, I told you we could talk about anything. I mean, it's something. If I'm going through some shit, I'm probably going to be talking about it.
Okay.
But I am limited on how much I can say as far as like where I'm at and what
That's
stage
why I
I'm
didn't
at.
push That's why I
and
didn't push
the
for
process.
anything more. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
but I know the time restraints, and and I know
Yeah.
how much time I have to to address this legally, and I'm still well within that time frame, and I'm kind of watching people dig the hole a little bit deeper for themselves. It's expanding. It's not just going to be one person.
Right.
There's somebody
It's
who
gonna be
owns
a
a hair
whole
salon
group, a
today.
whole group.
Yeah, and
And
that
thank you,
I
Kimberly.
can't say how long they
for
will.
letting me-
I love you too, honey.
Yes, I'm gonna get off of here, and
Thank
Pops,
you.
I will text you tomorrow and check on you. Tell the kiddos, hey for me.
Will do.
And Aunt, hey Aunt, I don't know if you're still here, but hey Aunt. But
I'm gonna
I
call
love
him
you.
right now.
And take care of yourself, okay? And y'all don't
You too,
forget
honey.
to follow us. We have YouTube. Chaz has
Yeah,
YouTube.
my Insta's really hot right now. The real Chazinator. The real
Yeah, and I
Chazinator.
have
Insta.
YouTube as Spooky Divas, same as the name,
There you go.
all that good stuff. And
Yeah.
but I thank you for coming, and thank you for just
Thanks for
clarifying
inviting me.
stuff. And I'm so honored to have you as my pops.
My
You just
pleasure.
don't understand.
My
And
pleasure,
remember,
gorgeous.
don't get discouraged over the bullshit.
I'm not. It's the first time she threw me under the bus, it hurt like hell. I lost 9,000 followers and I got very depressed. That's not happening this time. I'm coming
Oh
out.
no,
I'm,
you got
I'm
me.
coming out of my corner, and
No, you
I'm
got
coming
me.
out swinging.
I'll come out
Right.
swinging with you.
In the
I don't give.
metaphorical sense. Yeah.
We'll whoop somebody's ass. That's what we do. But I love you,
In a
pops,
legal
and
sense. I
thank
love
you
you
for
too.
coming.
All right,
And
honey.
tell everybody, hey, love you, baby.
Good night, everybody. Love you
Good
too.
night.
Bye.
Good night, babies. Bye bye.